said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy first day of a new month, everybody. Yeah, happy Monday, August 1st. It's all new today. New month, new week. Teachers report back to school today. My wife. I mean, thrilled and not thrilled. Like, she's happy to go back to work. You know,
her school starts a little earlier than college does.
Yeah, the kids, I think, go back next week, but teachers report today. So, officially.
Okay.
I say officially because I know my wife's been working for the last week or two already, just kind of setting up the classroom and doing all the minutia of setting up the classroom, putting the stuff on the walls, all that kind of stuff. But
I'm gonna stop you right there, homie.
What's that?
It's this week.
The kids go back
It's
this week?
this week.
Okay.
Trust me when I say it's this week.
For the kids.
That's what I understand. It's the 4th, I think. It's this Thursday.
Okay.
From what I've gathered.
Well, the teachers start today.
I need to check the calendar again because I could be wrong on that one. Now that I come in with all the confidence in the world, and I'm sitting here, I sit in this chair and I'm like, oh no, maybe I'm wrong. As far as I know, it's this Thursday.
Okay. Well, I know teachers go back today.
Which is kind of stupid because next weekend is the tax-free weekend. And we just went out and blew like way more money than we had on stuff for school supply for the kids.
I did think they did that last year too, where the tax-free weekend was after the kids go back.
Get your stuff together, New Mexico. That was painful.
I know part of it too is school districts opting in for the extra 10 days and not 10 days and all that. So to the state's defense, school districts are choosing their start dates. You know, how they choose them is not really up to the,
Sure. You know how they say money can buy happiness?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that, but I do believe that money can buy the comfort of looking at an ending total price on something and not feel physical pain.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to mean something. Like, literal, physical, actual human pain I felt looking at a total on a screen.
What did you buy?
Everything we bought.
School supplies?
Yeah, and it was
Clothes
worse this year. School supplies, clothes, everything, shoes, because we want to make sure they're ready to go.
Right.
But it's for 2 this year because my son starts pre-K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it hurt. Like, and we didn't even splurge. We got basic stuff. We got like 5 outfits, shoes, the whatnots for them, school supplies. I've already got backpacks covered. Like, that wasn't even including backpacks, and it was over $200.
Wow.
Dude, it hurt. Oof. You didn't know where to shop. Trust me, we tried.
Well, maybe, never mind. I was just thinking, return it tax-free refund, then rebuy it and get your discount.
I thought about the whole, keep the tags on them, kids. That's not going to work. My son ruins stuff.
Move.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other than that, how was your weekend?
Other than that, it was fine. It was
Good.
great. Great event yesterday at Tate Branch.
Yeah.
Decent crowd showing up. I always like doing Belinda's remotes because she actually makes food. Like,
what did y'all have?
Well, it was pulled pork sandwiches. It was actually a fantastic pulled pork sandwich.
Dang.
With like the coleslaw, the pickles, the onions, the whole
nice.
thing. Yeah. She goes all out. What'd you have? Frozen hot dogs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, at least he brings the relish. It's like I've told him 1,000 times, like, dude, at least thaw the hot dogs out.
Well, he was cooking dogs on Saturday, like nonstop.
I was gonna say it looked like you guys had one of the most successful events in the history of Roswell Honda from the pictures.
Yeah, we were at Honda on Saturday for the back to school bash, and they of course, gave away the backpacks full of school supplies, and then they ended up giving away a laptop with a desk and office chair.
I'm glad I went to a kid.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch because by the time it was so many people.
The pictures that I saw over on the Roswell Honda Facebook page kind of had the end result. I'm really glad I went to a student.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah,
I was kind of worried it was going to go to daughter-wife.
Well, it went well. We had a good time. It was hot.
Or Jersey tuxedo.
But we had a good time out there. So,
dude, one of my favorite giveaways of all time. It was like the perfect storm of everything stupid.
Yeah.
We were at the mall giving away a 1996 or 97 Mazda Miata.
I vaguely remember
it was
that
cherry
promotion.
Red with the cloth top.
And it was not 1996, correctly. This was like
this was like
2015,
like 5 or 6 years ago.
I just want to point that out.
We're
for
out
folks.
at the mall. It's a hot summer day, and I was doing a broadcast for another station. And of all the people to win was this, and I mean, like, he looked like he rolled up off his 40 acres in cut off Daisy Duke jean shorts. It was a guy cut off Daisy Duke jean shorts and like a button down vest.
Yeah.
And just about as tanned as I am right now.
You know
and
what?
He's the guy that won. He was so happy to drive off in his little chick car.
I'm about to say that all matches.
Yeah, it tracks.
By the way, you better be careful.
I know, boss man owns 2 Miatas, right?
At least 2.
At least 2.
There might be a third in there somewhere.
I know he was a man of means, but no, I'm aware.
Yeah,
but it is a car for a 15 to 17-year-old girl in 1997. That's like, it's a hot girl car, and he was just. I think he was wearing like a straw hat with like a feather in it. Maybe I'm making that up.
You wonder why our boss picks on you, because you say things like these on the radio, and then he.
Oh no, he picks on me for many more reasons than that. Trust me, he finds ways.
Just saying.
I had a bonehead. I pulled a bonehead move yesterday.
What'd you do?
I got halfway to Artesia before I realized I don't have the equipment.
Oh, you left it here at the office?
So I flipped a U-turn and started hauling back to Roswell thinking, well, I'm going to get there exactly at 11 o'clock. Jean's like, just don't worry about it. I've got equipment. Vita will bring her own. And so I U-turned back and made it within 30 minutes of before the thing started. Nobody was there.
Really?
It was just like ghost town.
Huh.
I don't know if they were golfing still or what, but yeah, sure enough, at 11 o'clock, everybody showed up.
It was hiding in the woods and they come out.
I honestly thought I was going to get the day off. I was like, neat. Then they showed up. But yeah, other than that, weekend was great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah.
Snuck off to Artesia on Saturday to their aquatic center.
I saw you posted some pics up of the kids at the pool there.
Cheating on the Roswell Aquatic Center, but I'll be honest with you, Roswell. You messed up. I know that Artesia has more money, but they put a lazy river in. Why don't we have a lazy river?
Gotcha.
That's just fun.
Do they? I guess anybody can go. It doesn't really matter. I just always think
you have to be from Artesia to go to the Artesia. I actually had to find somebody in town and sneak in with them.
Did you?
No.
I didn't know. I have no idea.
Of course.
I didn't know.
I
really
was being
don't.
facetious.
I have no idea. I don't go. I didn't go to.
And they have a kids area for the kids. I mean, not that really affects you, but then there's an oil derrick there. It goes off every hour. The kids loved it.
Nice.
It was good.
Good deal. I'm glad you had fun. I went swimming yesterday at the house in there. I think I burnt myself.
Do you guys get a lot of people at the pool, or when you go, is it pretty much just you?
Pretty much just us. Sometimes there's a couple other people there. Just depends.
I always feel so weird when I'm in a pool by myself. It's happened a couple of times.
You haven't lived until you swim by yourself.
Until you swam by yourself. It's happened a couple of times when I went, and this is when I was in high school. I went and stayed with my sister for a week when she was in college at up in Albuquerque. And their house had a pool, and I was in that pool just all by myself, and I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, just going to float here. It just felt awkward.
I like it.
I don't know.
I'm a loner anyway, so
yeah, well, me too. But
anything I do alone, I'm good with, whether it's a pool or whatever. I just feel like
pool time it is a group activity. It involves
yes and no
someone. Then again, I've also been smothered in children for 9 years now. So
There's something very restful about me and my fanoodle just chilling in the pool.
seahorse style.
Sometimes seahorse,
Nice.
sometimes back floaty, sometimes stomach floaty, sometimes, trying to stand on it. Whatever I feel like doing. It's my world. I do what I want.
There you go.
And
I create my own universe.
yeah, and I just splash and
Nice.
try to float and, pretend I'm weightless. It's great. It's nice. Just feel like,
Sure. You're creating your own world. I like it.
Lay on my back and stare up the sky and count clouds. It's great. It's relaxing.
Yeah, of course. It's just me, my thoughts,
That's right.
Metallica soundtrack blasting out of the portable speaker I brought.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no. When we go, usually my wife does, and ain't no Metallica coming out.
No?
It's pretty much insert 80s band here.
And I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Yeah. Hold on loosely. A whole lot of that.
I'm sorry. I you know what? 38 Special. If I'm on a motorcycle on the back end, I'm holding on tightly. I'm sorry. If I'm going, you're coming with me, 38 Special. If I'm on the back of a motorcycle, riding in the B-word seat, and 38 Special, the whole band is the ones driving, I'm wrapped tight around that waist. I'm clinched.
Well, they say, and don't let go.
But I can't hold on loosely and not let go.
Well.
Sorry, that's not how this works.
Then you need to learn.
I'm gripping.
You ain't doing it right.
I'm gripping 38 Special. Gripping.
Let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
We do get to get an interview going here. We're going to replay our interview we had on Friday. We had the John Thosen and the Chaves County Shooting Sports, the championship pistol team, national championship pistol team, join us. Had a great conversation with them.
Wherein one kid decides on 3 different careers, I believe, all in one sitting. He's like, wait, I want to change my answer. That was awesome.
Yeah. So we had them join us Friday, so we're going to play that for you. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview we have with Kevin Mavers, City Development Director. He joined us last Wednesday. Gave us an update on some things happening in and around town, talking about some trailer park situations or RV parks, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Not trailer
I
parks.
was like,
RV
wait, what?
park.
You perked my attention.
RV park. There's a difference.
You piqued my interest.
Talked about that and coming up. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, I did it again, double booked, of course. We'll have the Chaves County Health Council join us for a few, and then we'll have Jason Burke with VFW join us as well. I did it, and as soon as I did it, afterwards, I was like, dang it, I did it again.
He pulled a Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again.
So
I played with my schedule.
So we're going to do it. So I think they just come to expect me doing it at this point.
Yeah.
So I just do it. But so that's that. And then, of course, the rundown of events and things and all that. By the way, Sean, 2 episodes away from finishing up Stranger Things.
Oh, and these last 2 are slogs.
Yeah.
The penultimate is like an hour and a half, and the last one is 2.5 hours.
I noticed
They're
that.
literally 2 movies.
Yeah, I noticed that. So
Okay, I'm trying to remember.
I'm going to try to at least get one in today.
Yeah, get this one in because
Yeah.
this last one, I think it's 8.
Yeah, 7. No, I just did 7. It's 8.
So
yeah.
it's 8. 8 features the Journey song that I was talking about.
Okay.
It features
And then 9 is the
and 9 is Metallica.
Which, by the way, By the way, I watched an interview with Metallica talking about it and how cool they were, and then I got to meet Eddie. Eddie got to meet Metallica.
Oh, really?
And jammed and did Master of Puppets with him, and I watched it online.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Everybody online saying Eddie deserved better, and now he's getting better. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Eddie was jamming with Metallica and had a whole meet and greet and the whole
Nice.
thing. You got to see him in concert, and
That's cool.
and he ultimately got. They gave him a guitar, signed guitar, and then him and all 4 bandmates did Master of Puppets.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's pretty awesome.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did watch that. So I'm looking forward to the last 2.
Oh, I can't wait till you get through it so we can actually talk.
There you go. All right. It is 7:20. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll stay mostly sunny for most of the day. However, we can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Few of those storms might have brief heavy rainfall. Pretty hot today. Our highs will be around 100. Overnight, a few clouds down to the low 70s, and then lots of sun expected on Tuesday. No rain in the forecast. Our high stays around 100, low 100s, and sunny Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 72 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. There is a 20% chance of some showers for this afternoon. You know, monsoon season. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 101 today. Southeast winds 5 to 10. Tonight we're looking at a 20% chance of showers, mainly before 7. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 74. South winds 10 to 15, miles per hour. Tuesday, 20% chance of rain, mostly sunny, 101 once again. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, more of the same, 20% chance of rain, mostly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 75. South winds 5 to 15. Looking at the rest of the week, 20% chance of rain Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 103. Thursday, we're looking at a 30% chance at some showers, and then otherwise sunny and hot with a high of 98. Friday, our chance of rain is up to 40%. Sunny, hot, high of 97, 20% Friday night. And then for the weekend, sunny, 96 Saturday, 20% chance of rain, sunny, and 96 on Sunday. So more of the same this week. All right, it is 7:22. Let's get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. Quick break, and then we'll play our interview with John Thosen and the championship pistol team from the Chaves County Shooting Sports Program. We had them on Friday. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A light run this week following a few rain showers and 2 county fairs in the trade area, but a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality lightweight calves with condition. We expect to sell 400 head to include 10 to 15 bred cows, excellent quality, mostly black white-face Angus cross cows, bred to Angus bulls, 60 calves. CNR Ranches, Marfa, Texas, reputation quality, black white-face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds, 30 calves. Anderson Ranch, Pyote, Texas, excellent quality black Angus and Brangus crossbreds, thin to medium condition, 275 to 350 pounds. 20 calves at Perry Ranch, Lincoln, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus cross calves, 300, 400 pounds. 25 calves, RW Cattle Company, Culberson County, Texas, ex-quality black Angus cross calves, medium condition, 300, 450 pounds. 26 calves, Mr. David Williams, Las Vegas, New Mexico, ex-quality black white-face Angus crosses. These calves weighing 400, 500 pounds. Also 10 to 15 rope and size calves will sell here today in the 180 to 225 pound weight range. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:15, calves and yearlings 9:30 to 9:45. It will be a light run today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 400 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we have, of course, John Thosen and the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Sports Pistol Team, the national champion pistol team. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Nice. All right, John, you want to take a minute and introduce the students we got in studio with us this morning?
All right, see if I can do that. Last time I was here, I called one his dad him, but we got Reese Melton over here on the.
Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we have, of course, John Thosen and the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Sports Pistol Team, the national champion pistol team. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Nice. All right, John, you want to take a minute and introduce the students we got in studio with us this morning?
All right, see if I can do that. Last time I was here, I called one his dad him, but we got Reese Melton over here on the end.
Morning, Reese.
Morning.
Wyatt.
Good morning.
Morning.
Cooper.
Morning.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel's a talker. He's got a lot to tell us.
This is Sleepy Jaden.
Sleepy Jaden. All right.
Jaden.
Oh, Braden? Raiden. Sleepy. We'll just call you Sleepy.
R-A-Y-N. But we just call him Sleepy.
Morning, Raiden. How you doing today? Well, congratulations first off, guys. That's a pretty big deal because I know we talked. I think when you won state last time, right?
Right. And before we went to nationals.
Right before you went to nationals. So let me guess. When we were talking last time state, were you guys thinking we got this national thing too, or was it like, well, this is pretty like when you got state, were you thinking that was, hey, we've won, we got state, this is great. Did you ever at that point were you thinking, you know what, we could just go win the whole nationals here while we're at it too? Was that in the brain, or was it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It was kind of like, we won this. This was pretty easy. Let's go win.
It might as well, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. So, I'm curious though. The competition. Was it tougher at nationals than state? Was it equally tougher, or because I'm wondering. Now we're talking different parts of the country. Imagine the boys from Texas probably know what they're doing. But you might get to other states and you're like, oh yeah, we got these guys. I mean, come on. I mean, was it pretty stiff competition from? And what particular states were kind of your toughest teams to compete against?
Kansas was
the
toughest.
It was a tough competition. Kansas was one of our toughest, and then we had Wyoming next to that.
Okay.
We went down the line.
Now, is it all 50 states that are represented, or do some states not participate?
All 50 states are invited, but only 39 showed up.
Okay, I got you.
Basically, if they had a team, then they can go and compete.
Right. Yeah. That would I guess if you don't have a team, it's really hard to compete there. So, but does like Hawaii or Alaska, did they have a team? Or
no?
Okay, I was just curious. I was wondering.
That'd be really cool.
This may be the last year of California. They only had one person, but they might not have anybody next year.
That's surprising.
Their legislature just passed a bill where basically youth shooting in California is now outlawed.
Jeez. Well, that's another issue for another day here. But yeah, because you think one of the largest states in the union, they should have no problem fitting some teams together. But that's awesome that you guys. So for folks that aren't familiar, what are the different events you compete in pistol? What is it? Is it all distance? Is it all is stationary stuff moving? How is the competition set up?
You talk about slow fire and you talk about silhouette.
Okay. Yeah, kind of tell us what the actual competitions that you guys compete in.
So the first one we have is slow fire.
Okay.
With a Smith & Wesson 41 and a red dot.
Okay.
That one you have a 25-yard target and 10 rounds in 10 minutes. And you do that 4 times in a row.
Okay. And you got 10 minutes to get off?
10 minutes for 10 rounds.
Which is a long time.
It's hard to take 10 minutes to shoot.
Now, do you want to take the whole 10 minutes, or do you want to?
You want to for the precision of it, but for us, it's hard to take 10 minutes.
I'm just wondering because you're holding it, and I'm thinking the less time you're doing this, the more accurate your aim's going to be. So that's why I'm thinking it's probably the longer's harder.
Yeah, you have to go and get your stance and everything else, and you shoot one-handed.
Okay.
So you come up, you shoot one shot, and then you come down and rest.
Okay.
For just a second, whenever you're ready, and then you come back up.
Okay. So you do get so you're using that 10 minutes. A lot of it's resting or thinking about preparing. You're not actually upholding the gun and aiming and because that's a workout.
It's a workout just to hold it up one-handed.
Yeah, exactly here. So that's the slow fire competition. Now the other one
silhouette.
Silhouette.
So
okay.
This one, so there's little, or I don't know. They're little from a distance, but they're about. It just depends on the size. We got 4 different sets of animals. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all steel targets. And the chicken, chicken, pig, turkey, and ram.
Okay.
Chicken, pig, turkey, and ram. And you shoot 5 shots at each of those. And you're using a Thompson contender with a scope on.
Okay.
And we shoot, but we have to shoot them in order from left to right. So if you shoot one out of order, so say you were on 2, but you accidentally shot 3, that wouldn't count.
Got you. Okay.
Keep going.
So they're trying to get you not only do precision but attention to detail and doing some of the all right, can this not only shoot steady but shoot cool and shoot correctly and shoot exactly what they're supposed to be shooting and things like that. And then obviously they choose animals that are game animals that vary in size. So like a turkey's going to be a little smaller than a pig, but or a duck certainly is going to be smaller than a pig. I've seen some pretty big turkeys, but but that's really cool. So and you do that with pistol? Wow. See, because you don't really, at least I don't think you don't take a pistol out to the woods, shoot impressive because it's a lot harder. That's why rifles were invented.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So to do it with a pistol is pretty impressive. So now I got to ask, I mean, you guys love shooting. I'm sure you guys love shooting more than just pistols. What's your favorite? Is it pistol? Or do you guys love shotguns or rifles?
Favorite.
Like if you had your drug and said, this is what I'm doing today, would it be the pistol, rifle, shotgun? What would be your black powder? What would you be into?
I would be shotgun.
Shotgun
I really
for you?
don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite? You love them all? All come to the party?
Yeah. As long as I'm shooting, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's
shooting something.
like
I'm good with it.
Yeah, as long as I'm shooting.
What's your favorite?
What about you, Sleepy? I'm just kidding. It's just stuck.
I mean, I enjoy all of them pretty equally, but I enjoy shotgun just a little
shotgun.
bit more. I love shotgun.
Well, it's a whole different, and for folks that aren't familiar with the firearms, shotgun is a completely different learned skill set than rifle and pistol. Everything they teach you in rifle and pistol, you do just about the opposite in shotgun. Like they tell you to squeeze the trigger in rifle and pistol, they just yank the trigger on a shotgun. They tell you to aim with a rifle or a pistol, it's pointing with a shotgun, and you just
these guys all shoot shotgun too on the 4-H shotgun.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, and that's just fun because it's more satisfying target bust. Let's just face it. I mean, you put a hole in a piece of paper, that's cool, but it ain't as cool as watching the clay pigeon getting dusted up in the air. You know what I mean? That's it's cool. So when for you guys, when did you start in shooting sports? Was it through this, or were you guys like even younger with your families out hunting and doing stuff with firearms? What was your experience prior to being a part of the 4-H team?
For me, I grew up with a hunting family, so I've been around my whole
It's in your
life.
blood.
Growing up shooting.
Is that pretty much all you? It looks like everybody's nodding their head.
Yes,
We kind of grew up and doing this kind of stuff. I would imagine, John, that's good and bad for you as an instructor because they got experience, they know things, but I know this. People, it's like golfers. You kind of got to untrain the bad habits sometimes, whereas if you have someone who's just new and first time ever picking up a firearm, you got them fresh. You teach them all the habits. You teach them all the proper techniques. Where you guys grew up, I'm sure you guys were all pretty good shots before this, but what John was teaching versus what maybe your parents learned might not be quite the same.
I was pretty lucky with these. They all pretty much knew the basics. We worked on our stances, this and that, and they all listened and paid attention. And we're really good. And they're a good team. They get along, work well together. So, like I say, we shoot pistol, and I coach shotgun too. So we've had a lot of fun. They're laughing here. There's some stories I'm not going to let them tell. I think they're wanting to. But.
Because I mean, this is the part I do want to hear a little bit about. But you guys, because where was Nationals at?
Grand Island, Nebraska.
Okay, so you guys have used to traveling out of state. That's probably your biggest trip together to nationals here. What are you guys doing on the trip when you're not shooting? What do you get to do? Some sightseeing and some fun.
He doesn't want us to tell.
Careful, guys.
Keep the family friendly stuff. But yeah, did y'all have anything that might get you in trouble later? But
We don't talk about that.
Good deal.
For sure.
Yeah, we
I
ate
imagine.
really well.
Except for that
I
hibachi
would
place.
imagine.
That hibachi place destroyed our gut.
I would say 5 teenage boys. You probably shut down restaurants before you all left, didn't you?
We went to a
No, not
Japanese hibachi restaurant one night, and they ate and ate and ate, and so did I. But when we got in the car, we couldn't hit a little teeny bump without the whole car.
We felt sicker than dogs. It was bad.
I feel your
It's a
pain.
rough trip on that one.
I feel your pain. I'll share a quick story with you guys that's similar to that for me. When I was about your age, I was involved in Boy Scouts and everything else, and I grew up in Maryland, D.C. area. And matter of fact, at one point I used to run a rifle range and teach shooting sports to the scouts there. But anyway, different story. When I was about your age, I got a chance to go out to Philmont Scout Ranch, which is a big deal. You guys familiar with that up in Cimarron, New Mexico? It's a national scout ranch. It's huge for the country. It's right here in New Mexico. But we took the bus trip out from Maryland to here, and our bus broke down in Kansas. It was a whole thing. But when you're up there, you spend like 10 days backpacking, eating dehydrated food, and you hike about 100 miles, and you go up there. It's fun. But afterwards, we've been eating dehydrated food. We hadn't taken a shower in like 10 days. We were living in the mountains for 10 days, and so afterwards, we got back to base camp. We had our night there, but on the bus trip out, the first night, we stopped at this smorgasbord in, I think it was Nebraska somewhere. I'm not sure. It was somewhere, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And we ate so much food. I mean, you guys worrying about bumps, I didn't even make it out the restaurant. I was barfing in the restaurant before we left. And I puked and rallied because I hadn't had dessert yet. So I actually got sick, and then I hit the dessert bar. So I know exactly how you guys are.
Yeah. They were full. They had some new experiences, too. It's kind of unusual for me to understand this because I lived all over the country, but none of these guys had seen fireflies before.
Oh, yeah.
So... I thought you said you had. Well, anyway, we went.
That's kind of an interesting thing, first time, huh?
So we caught fireflies and brought.
Did you recognize what they were the first time you saw them, or did you what the heck is? I mean, you'd seen them, but for those that had never seen them before, did you?
Someone here.
Just you saw them in movies, like, all right, that's what that is. But
that was my mom. My mom thought it was like firework embers or something.
Yeah, no, they're bugs that their butts light up. That's the ones.
Yeah,
that's where the term butt light came from.
That's right. Yeah, we used to catch them in jars and stuff when we were kids. Back east, we'd have them all too. So did you do like any sightseeing places? Did you get to go any or just eat and shoot?
It's busy schedule.
We went to a water park.
We went to a water park.
Oh, nice! You did get a little downtime.
Yeah, we got a little bit of downtime.
Nice.
We ended up at Cabela's.
Yeah, Cabela's and where was it?
Sportsman's Warehouse.
Kearney,
Oh, man.
And then Sportsman's Warehouse.
Did you have any money left after that place?
Not really.
No.
I was like, yep, let's spend all of our money on that trip. But how about meeting did you get a chance to get to interact and mingle with some of the other competitors and talk with them and kind of get like how their shooting sports programs are? Is it very similar to what you guys do, or was it different, or?
Somewhat similar, but I do have a story.
Okay.
We were there. It was the first day we were competing with the slow fire.
Okay.
And he was up there on the line. He was getting ready, arm up, ready to shoot, looking at the target. And then he sneezes, pulls the gun over, and crossfires on the person right next to me.
Oh, man.
And it was
a girl
hilarious.
from Wyoming, and we were making fun of him for the rest of the trip.
Pretty funny day. we made fun of me the rest of the week.
So what was it? Was it dust? What caused the sneeze?
I was already getting sick from weeds here.
So the allergies were bugging you.
Allergies were messed up the whole trip.
And I imagine that's really difficult to shoot with allergies and things like that because it's all about sight picture and breath control. And when you have, a clogged up nose or itchy eyes, that's very difficult to do those kind of things.
It is. Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, having the strength to keep the arm steady to get that shot off too. So,
yes, sir.
Golly, that's so I'm curious. Now, when you compete in pistol, is it everyone shoots the same caliber, same style pistol? You don't get a choice of calibers or anything like that, or shoot a preference or anything?
No, there's multiple different styles of pistols out there, of semi-automatics that we shoot, but we all have to shoot 22 pistols.
Gotcha. So it's all got to be 22,
All
but
22
if you prefer a different style that's a little more comfortable for you, that's okay. But as long as but the sights probably have to be exactly the same, I'm guessing, or can that even be?
That can vary some.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So they do
depending
give
on
you a little bit of personal choice or that kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if it had to be standard, like, nope, you got to use a 22 Marlin with this scope and this thing on this thing or something like that.
No,
But,
sure.
But it was a great opportunity. While we're talking about it, if there's other folks listening that want to get their kids in 4-H, we'll start our new year in October.
Okay.
And just contact Andrea or any of us or whatever.
Okay. Well, if you're out at the Chaves County Fair this week, hit up some of the 4-H folks. They'll get you in touch with John.
Yeah.
If you're out, like say, going out to the livestock auction tomorrow night or something like that,
That's
they'll be
tonight.
That's tonight.
Tonight. I'm sorry.
We'll
They'll
be out there tonight doing that.
Eddie County's tomorrow night. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 4-H. So get out there and by the way, if you ever been out to one of the junior livestock, go check it out. Go out there tonight. You'll be blown away by the numbers that come through on that thing. It's kind of exciting to watch, and you start seeing the numbers rack up on some of these animals and things. It's pretty cool. Do y'all ever do that stuff? Show animals and?
He should.
Yeah, I kind of figured y'all did a little bit of that time or two.
Yes, sir. I did 2 goats this year, and we have 1 in the sale. So we'll be out there tonight.
So you'll be out there. So you want everybody to come out and bid. So is this going to be college money for you?
Are
you a senior or junior?
I'm a senior this year.
Senior this year. So
it'll go towards my animals next year.
Okay.
To finish out my last year.
Good deal. How many y'all going in to be seniors? What grade you guys in? I should have.
I'll be a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Going in to be a senior.
Senior.
Freshman.
Freshman as well. So you're the next leadership. So when these guys step off here in a year, then you 3 are going to have to step up and be the guys in charge here too.
I've already kicked these 2 off.
He's like, I'm already in charge.
Wow, thanks, Wyatt. Thank you.
Is there a limit on how many can be a part of the team?
You got 4 members on the team.
4 members on the team, and then an alternate or gotcha. But like I said, the program itself has way more than 4 members that are part of it. So if you want to come in and get the introduction, and this is the thing. Your skill level is not relevant. If you've never picked up a firearm before, no problem. John will get you the safety and the training and everything else. Matter of fact, you'll talk safety long before you even touch a firearm. So that's rule number 1 here. Yeah. But definitely check out and like I said, come out to the fair this weekend and see if you can track down some 4-H folks and do all that. Oh, he's showing his camera. Justin cameras on me. So what's plans for you guys? Like I said, you're getting ready to go back for the school year here, but for you seniors, what are you going to do after high school here? Do you have? I know you got a little bit of time, but have you kind of narrowed down your choices?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm finishing some school stuff, and then I'm going to be doing some other wildland firefighting classes to look into that some more.
So, do you ultimately want to be like one of the firefighters out fighting the wildfires and what have you?
He already is.
Possibly,
okay.
Yes, sir.
But do it as
now.
Do it, as your career for.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Okay.
I'm looking into that.
Is that a family thing? Do you have family does it too, or is that just?
So my dad and grandfather were Roswell firefighters.
Okay.
For the Roswell fire.
So it's a bit in the blood.
It's a little bit in the blood.
Nice.
I like more of the wildland side of it, so
Gotcha.
that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. Well, I know. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, her son is one of those guys, and he loves it. Of course, his hobbies when he's not doing that, he likes to go out and the old hand paintings on the hieroglyphic type stuff.
Yes, sir.
He goes out to those caves out there where the Native Americans had their hunting grounds and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go and photograph and explore those caves and everything. So that kind of lines up with his day job when he's not, putting out fires. He's walking around out there anyway. So pretty cool. But for you have thought about what you want to do after high school now?
Most likely go to college and probably do something like a major in dealing with like computer and tech and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's probably going to be the most logical thing for me because I really love stuff like technology and
Okay.
that's kind of up my alley, you know?
Okay.
So
do you do some of the computer stuff with 4-H too, along with the shooting sports?
no, not really. It's just strictly shooting sports for
Okay.
me. But on the side, kind of as a hobby, I'll mess around with computers and
Okay.
stuff like that just for fun.
What's
basically.
like your end game? Do you want to be like a computer programmer, or do you want to,
Programmer, maybe cybersecurity, something like that.
Okay. So usually you want to design games or design some kind of software that makes everybody's life easier. So
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
you never know. Think of that app one day. Maybe it'll be timed together. Maybe your technology will tie into shooting sports stuff. Who knows? You never know. Maybe some kind of is there any apps that like give people like good hunting grounds and all that kind of stuff? Is there any apps out there that are like that, where you give skinny on where's a good place to hunt and things like that? I wonder, maybe maybe you design that app and now everybody will have their. It's like the Yelp for hunting.
Yeah.
Yelp.
I'm trying to encourage him to look into forensic computer. 'Cause
Okay.
The way he analyzes things and everything else, I think he'd be great at that. And there's some real opportunities there.
Do you like CSI and those types of shows, or those kind of those crime dramas where they got to break down and solve everything and do all that?
A little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they're interesting. I will say that.
Well, there's a lot of computer stuff. So, how about for you, for the younger guys? I know we're sophomores and freshmen, but have you thought about life after being kids, being adults, and once you're on your own here? Have you thought a little bit about what you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really decided.
Well, you
yet,
got time, but
yeah,
I mean,
I got time.
like dream job. Like I don't care if it's astronaut. What? Like if you said you whatever you want in the world, you got to pick it right now. What would you say at this moment? I don't care how goofy or crazy it is. It's just what's your dream?
Man, I've never seen you quiet.
Yeah.
Wyatt. What's going on here?
Did I stump him? All right.
To have a hunting
This is a
ranch.
first.
To
here.
have,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably to have like a hunting show.
Okay. To be like like on
Ted
TV.
Nugent.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
on- yeah, like meat
All right,
eater.
that'd be cool. Yeah. All right. What about for you? A dream? I don't care how goofy, crazy, off the wall it is. What would you want? What would you say today?
Well, right now I'm in high school. I'm taking down the welding path of.
Okay. So maybe being a welder and doing all that.
Yeah.
Can you hold your breath? See if you can get a job as an underwater welder. They make like
Don't blow up.
Yeah.
I'm not going that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
I want to change mine. I forgot.
Okay.
Actually, probably like country music star. Is
Okay.
probably the bigger one.
I think you knock both of them out.
Yeah,
You could,
I
like do
take both
one
of them,
segment
you
you're
know.
talking fishing, next you do a song, and then segue
Yeah.
to a hunting segment.
Well, if you get him off the rock and roll, he can be your guitar player then.
There you go.
Here's
You
our
could be
guitar
the next
player.
Ted
So
Nugent.
is that your dream band, like rock band?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're a rock fan. What's your favorite rock band?
Metallica.
Complete agreement with you, brother.
Oh boy.
I only listen to one band. You're just right here. It's like, do you like music? Like, nah, I like Metallica. that's
Yeah.
me.
Well, it's a
That's
good
me.
thing he's not traveling with us. We'd have to deal with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd both be fighting over what's the better album. And all right, now I just did it. Your favorite Metallica album?
Master of Puppets, or I don't know, Ride the Lightning's good as well.
Yeah. Those are two fine choices.
The-
You know what? If I had to like pick album, I'd probably have to go Justice, because one is probably my most favorite song. Puppets is darn fine too. But do you like the newer stuff?
Not as much.
Yeah,
It's not my thing.
I've grown to appreciate the latest album. And the rest of the guys are like, what are you talking about? We're talking. Me and Raiden are talking.
I never would have pictured you as a
I'm
Metallica fan.
I found them in 1986. I heard Master of Puppets, loved it, and then I saw the video for One in '88 on it. That was their first MTV video. See, I'm a fan, and I fell in love with them ever since, and I love Metallica. They're like if I told people, like if Beethoven and Bach and all those guys were alive today, they'd be listening to Metallica, because they're the closest thing to modern classical music.
We'll
we have.
take your word for it, won't we, guys?
Yes, sir.
It is. Am I wrong?
And it's not that I like despise country or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I can listen to it.
Sure.
But it's just not my
It's not your thing. I get
we
you.
put you to sleep on the drive.
Like I said, I can listen to it.
Yeah,
asleep.
We put him at sleep.
Exactly. He does a lot of his best things asleep.
No, it's very, it's just, you start getting down and breaking, and especially some of the, like he's talking about Lightning and Puppets and those albums, they've got a couple 12-minute instrumentals that, I mean, it's right there with those classical music pieces and things like that. It's their music's pretty complex. It's like, I remember one time when I was in the Air Force, this was in the 90s, and there was a local bar band that was pretty good. They had a CD and everything, which was kind of a bigger deal back then because you didn't have internet everywhere and all that stuff. So they had an album, all that. And they had their own music, but then they played some covers. And they played For Whom the Bell Tolls. And I asked him one day, I said, hey, can you play one? And he looked at me and just laughed and said, we're not that good, dude. It just kind of told me that, no, that song's way above our skill set on doing that, which kind of surprised me. But he talked like I just asked him to, crack the code of some kind of secret society or something to play that song. But yeah, it's anything. Anyway, I got way off track. I'm going to bring it back.
I'll stick with Merle Haggard and George Jones. And
I love all that stuff. There's some, I could dig it, get down and have fun with it too. But when it's me and myself and I, then we're going to Metallica. So that's just,
well, they told me, some of them told me they like country music. So I gave them a stick with 3,200 old country
I'm about to say, which
songs on
country?
it.
Like today's country or like country, real country?
Mostly older country, but there's
Mostly
a
the
couple
older
good
classic
songs.
Okay.
stuff.
There's a
Do
couple
you like
good
the
songs.
red dirt stuff, the Texas country? Because that's closer to more classic country than
Yes, sir.
anything that's kind of playing on our hot new country station right
like
now.
Eli Young Band and stuff.
Yeah, and all that. That's, to be honest, that's pop. What country, modern country is what pop was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Kinda. That's kind of, and then bands like Metallica, they were underground and wouldn't be
Real
on.
country died a few years ago, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, these things are getting hot, so I'm taking them off. But I think it gets reciprocal. Like, I think at some point that'll kind of.
We got some guys trying to bring it back, but
So if the whole shooting thing doesn't work out, we got some musicians in the group at least here. So good deal. You singing? Or are you playing guitar? Or are you
play guitar and I kind of sing.
have y'all played together?
Well, not like.
We've played with each other, but not
Okay.
together.
Okay, but you, like jammed or whatever, just got your guitars out and jammed together for a little bit. See, that's probably pretty fun, and I bet you guys probably have more in common there than you think. Because Metallica's got quite a bit of country roots in them too.
Yeah.
Get some of their like if you listen to the Garage Inc. and some of the
Load and reload.
yeah, there's some country twangs in a few of those tunes in there too. So anyway. So what's next for you guys? Now that you won nationals here, is it just start a new year and try to repeat?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
they're gonna maybe work with some different pistols, the air pistols, because you can't go back once you've shot nationals.
Okay.
In that event, you can't do it again, unfortunately.
Oh, so that was like your one shot,
that
you
was
win
our
it,
one
and
shot.
that's it. So you said, well, since we only got one time to do it, might as well go and win this thing.
So we're looking maybe they got some new coaches coming on next year, some real good ones, and we're looking at air pistol, and so they might focus. They'll still shoot 22, some of them, but they might focus on air.
So
pistol.
is air pistol like BB gun?
No,
or is it a little more?
It's more
powerful?
sophisticated than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, the guns that are competitive in this are right around $1,500 guns to be competitive.
Okay. Do they shoot like a bullet or more like a BB?
A pellet or a wad
yeah.
cutter. Some of them
Okay.
more accurate ones now shoot a wad cutter. But
Now, is it all like CO2 or do you have to pump it up 57 times?
CO2 is pretty much a thing of the past. It's all compressed air.
Yeah, it tells you how long I shot BB
CO2
guns
is
and that
actually
kind of stuff.
illegal in a lot of the competitions.
Oh, really?
now. Yeah, there's some of the
See,
safety issues they say and this and that.
I didn't like
but-
them as a kid because I had a pistol that had a CO2 cartridge you popped in, and then I had a pump BB gun that looked like an M16. And I was a weird child. But anyway, that CO2 was awesome like the first couple shots, but after like the third or fourth shot, that thing petered out pretty quick.
You got weak, and then if you don't screw them in fast enough, you freeze your hand with it.
Yeah, they're kind of garbage. I'll take the pump action any day. That was, at least I know what I was getting.
Well, if we can get them set up with the pistols we want to, they're going to have a real good experience next year too.
Nice, cool. Is it a different skill set with that, with the aim? Because I imagine that pellet travels a little different than a bullet does, or does it get enough velocity where it's
a lot less
These under
forgiving.
2,500 pounds of pressure.
Okay, because I know like BBs, they kind of do this number when they're flying.
No, they're very accurate.
Very
and,
accurate
and your shooting principles are still pretty much the same. Your stance, your breath control,
Sure,
everything,
sight
trigger
picture, the
control,
whole,
and everything.
yeah.
You're just putting a pellet down there instead of a 22 pistol.
Yeah. We're almost out of time. I got to ask though, what's like the hardest part for you guys to master? Like what aspect of the shooting? Was it the breath control? Was it the breathing? What was it? Was it the sight? What was it that was the hardest for you to kind of get down and grasp?
Probably the time management.
Okay.
Of it.
That's the big one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the other stuff at the end of the day, you're doing it every single time. So it's kind of probably almost like second nature. It's almost ingrained. And like even when as soon as you pick up the gun, your breathing probably automatically sinks into that mode because that's just what your brain does. You know what I mean? So once you do it enough times, you're doing it without thinking about doing it, Whereas the time thing, that's because you don't do that in every competition. That's where you're like, all right, if I don't do it the right way, I'm going to jack this up. So makes sense.
Said it, but sometimes it was focus. Sometimes it
was focus.
You gotta focus. How much of shooting is mental?
About 99%.
All right.
Yeah. It's
How
true.
many times did I tell you that?
Countless times.
He's not wrong.
If I had 10 hands, I could probably count.
I could tell. I got to know them well enough. I could tell when they're shooting, whether they were thinking about they're shooting or thinking about something else. And
yeah,
sometimes I'd pull them aside. Hey, did you have a bad day today? Yeah, well, put it behind you.
Yeah. Sometimes
They did. They stepped up, got her done.
Sometimes it's like Bull Durham. If you ever seen that movie from the '80s, there where he was. I don't know if it's probably too old of a movie for you guys. It's a baseball movie with the dude from Yellowstone. But anyway, there's a scene where the pitcher he throws a super fastball, but he can't. He's hitting the bull mascot. He's hitting everybody with the strike zone, and so they do a bunch of stuff to get him distracted. And it's like at some point he's like, "Stop thinking, just shut up and pitch." And sometimes sometimes you just gotta stop thinking and shut up and shoot. Sometimes, and that's that always reminds me. I think of that movie. Of that sometimes it just
these guys worked hard though. After we won the state championship, we knew we had to get to work. We were shooting 2 nights a week, and sometimes more than that. Some Saturdays too. So we put in a lot of hard working hours. They earned their place in the national championship.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And that's something they can't. You got that the rest of your life. So.
Yep, they'll never forget it. How many times I tell you guys that too? They'll never forget.
That's right. You have to be telling your kids, grandkids, and everything else. Do you get a trophy, a belt buckle? What's kind of the prize for national champion pistol team?
I think it was like
ribbons.
I think it was just medals.
Okay, you got medal
mostly medals.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got
like medals and ribbons and stuff.
Nice.
Like that.
Okay, I didn't know if they went a little more. Since it's shooting sports, a little more something you could wear or something like that.
We got a buckle
at state. We got belt buckles.
Okay.
At state.
Nice.
And then nationals, it was mostly just ribbons.
So y'all could bling up pretty good between the buckle and the medals and everything.
It's a real nice belt buckle.
Nice. Maybe a shadow box someday where you put all these things in and keep as keepsakes and all that. So. Very good. I'm going to give you guys last word. Anybody say hi to? Anything you want to mention? Anything, John? Anything we forgot to mention that you want to definitely get word out?
No, I just like I said, I'm real proud of these guys. I think they did real good. I'm looking forward to what they can do next year and the year after. Hopefully, we'll get some more new team members. And I told them they need to recruit some gals. They're usually the best shooters, but so we're working on that.
Yeah, they got more patience than you guys do. Sorry. It's just a fact. Anybody
shoot us every time.
How about you guys? Anybody want to say hi to? Friends, family?
Just hi in general. Hi anybody.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I think
Okay.
Papa's out there. Hi, Papa. I'm not sure if he's listening.
Nice.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Good deal. So you got any kind of summer left, or is it back to work now?
Next week.
Finish
is when
this
we go
week and back to school.
All right. I didn't know if you had a last little hurrah before back to school or anything like that here. So good deal.
Well, we do have one more, our last pistol shoot.
Okay.
And we are going to do some things different. We're going to shoot I'm going to expose them to some things different than we've been doing. So we're going to do some pin shooting, and we're going to do some steel challenge shooting, and we're going to kind of have a fun day in August, and that's our last shoot of the year.
Yeah, that's always fun when you get to do like things like to be honest, we did it safely, of course, but like when I ran that rifle and shotgun range and everything on the Boy Scouts, with the staff and everything there, I did like a blow up day, and things that were old and we're going to throw away anyway. It's like, yeah, blast with a shotgun, blast with rifles. And they're throwing up shaving cream cans and blowing them up with shotguns, and safely, of course, in a safe area. But you ever seen a shotgun blow up a shaving cream can like a Barbasol? It's pretty fun.
Tannerite's the best.
How about the watermelon with a 44 mag?
Oh yeah, we had some fun. So
shaking up Coke.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. Pro tip: don't shoot at a rubber old canoe oar. That bounced back on us. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations, and good luck this year too.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
who knows? Maybe you'll see you back here next summer talking about state and national championships here again and all that. Good
You will.
stuff.
You
So,
will.
Good deal. Well, congratulations, guys, and congratulations on the also the 28th. Being named the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Pistol Day, too, by the county commission here, which I think our county manager will talk more about next hour. But yeah, congratulations on all that stuff. So good deal. Thank you, guys.
Ready. Thank you.
All right.
Sir.
It is.
But Governor Andy Beshear predicts the toll will rise as search crews continue their work.
We do know of additional bodies that have been recovered, but we cannot confirm those deaths at this time.
The misery far from over, and not only from the flooding that's already occurred. Governor warns that more rain is on the way. The area is already reeling from high water. Questions persist as to whether House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will visit Taiwan, even as her Asia tour is now underway.
A person familiar with the matter says Pelosi and her delegation arrived in Singapore before dawn today. Singapore's foreign ministry says Pelosi will meet with the country's president, prime minister, and a number of cabinet ministers. Pelosi said over the weekend in a statement that she'd also visit Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan, but she has not confirmed news reports that she also might visit Taiwan, which China claims as its own territory. In a phone call with President Joe Biden, Chinese President Xi Jinping warned against meddling in Beijing's dealings with the island. Donna Warder, Washington.
After testing positive for COVID again, President Biden now back in isolation at the White House. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 13 points, the NASDAQ up 23. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
The first ship carrying Ukrainian grain has set off from the port of Odessa.
The departure of the Sierra Leone-flagged cargo ship, the Rossoni, laden with corn, is expected to finally allow large stores of Ukrainian crops to reach foreign markets and ease a growing hunger crisis. Russia and Ukraine have signed separate agreements with Turkey and the UN, clearing the way for Ukraine, one of the world's key breadbaskets, to export around 22 million tons of it and other agricultural goods that have been stuck in Black Sea ports because of Russia's invasion. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Legislation introduced in the Australian Parliament would lift a 25-year ban on doctor-assisted suicide in 2 territories. These territories do not have the same legal rights as Australian states that have each legalized euthanasia in recent years. Townhall.com. An execution in Alabama.
An Alabama inmate convicted of killing his former girlfriend decades ago has been executed despite pleas from the victim's family to spare his life. Joe Nathan James Jr. received a lethal injection at a South Alabama prison after the U.S. Supreme Court denied his request for a stay. The 50-year-old James was convicted and sentenced to death in the 1994 shooting death of Faith Hall in Birmingham. John Scott reporting.
It's been 2 years since a warehouse full of ammonium nitrate at Beirut's port exploded, destroying large parts of the city, killing more than 215 people, injuring thousands. The disaster, the world's biggest non-nuclear explosion, continues to reverberate. A section of the silos collapsed yesterday in a big cloud of dust. This time around, though, thankfully, there were no fatalities. The Dow down 14 points, the NASDAQ up 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Go ahead, Roy, deuce it up for me.
The deuce.
Thank you. Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday. I know it's not as fun as saying Happy Friday, but happy Monday. Hope you're having a good one. We didn't get a chance to talk in the last hour about, of course, the passing of Nichelle Nichols, Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek, the original Star Trek. She passed away at the age of 89 yesterday.
Wow.
And the part that surprised a lot of people around here was she lived in Silver City, New Mexico. I kind of heard that she lived in New Mexico, but I was thinking she lived up north, Towson, kind of where celebrities that live in New Mexico go, up in that area. But no, she lived down in I say southern part of the state. I'd say our end, but southern part of the state there at Silver City, where she was from. Or not from, but that's where she lived. So
yeah, there's lots of celebrities that live here secretly.
Yeah, but I thought they all lived like up in Taos or, somewhere up in that part. But yeah, she lived in Silver there. So we didn't get a chance to talk about that last hour. Nichelle Nichols.
Oh, yeah.
Passing. Yes. And then, of course, it comes in threes. Because we had, what's his name? The Bill Russell, whatever his name is, the basketball guy died. I'm not a huge basketball fan, so. And then, of course, Nichelle Nichols died.
Uh-huh.
So it's always threes, right? And they both passed away yesterday, so.
You know what the third was?
Huh.
My hopes and dreams as a wrestling fan. No, seriously. Yes, last night.
Are you disappointed in your wrestling?
Last night, 73-year-old Ric Flair had his last match.
I thought he already had his last match.
He did. He had several last matches. This was his last match.
It's going to go from woo to woo.
Whoa. Yeah. No. It was like there's a point where you have to suspend disbelief and you're like, okay, this is uncomfortable, but from like a wrestling standpoint, we're like, okay, I know this is like part of the script. They want me to feel uncomfortable. Watching a 73-year-old man take any sort of bump makes me feel physically uncomfortable.
Is he that broke that he's got to pay?
No, it's literally, you know what it is? He wanted the intro. They could have just given him the intro.
I don't know if he's trying to pay for lawyers or
no,
what's
I
he
think
doing.
he just wanted it one more time. He just wanted the shine. Like
Oh.
there was a big deal made out of this. Like it was a whole.
So we about to lose Ric Flair? Like you think like this was his last hurrah, and then like here in a week we're going
I'll
to
put
hear
it this way.
Ric
No,
Flair's
he's,
no longer
he's
with-
immortal.
The dude was taking full blown like suplex back bumps.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Ric Flair's a masochist. He just digs getting beat up, man.
I don't know. He was like he was Crimson Mask by the end of the thing. It was he won. Just for the record.
Well, you got to give him the
He
win.
won.
Right?
Well, he likes to pratfall. Did he pratfall?
Oh, of course.
Who was he? Was he wrestling anyone of note?
It was actually Ric Flair and I can't remember who is his partner. Oh, Ric Flair and Andrade El Idolo versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Oh, Jay Lethal.
Yeah. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And there was a guitar spot somewhere in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you had to sit through that.
Mean, it was one of those things where you watch through like covered hands, but also open fingers, where you're like, I just want to know what happens.
Well, it's and I get
it was
look,
rubbernecking at its finest. I just wanted to see the destruction of an old man. Honestly.
And as a fan of sport,
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate like when your heroes of the past come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, in no world do I want to see John Riggins running back right now in his 70s or whatever he is.
Right.
I don't want to see it.
Right.
Is Jay Lethal still doing his Macho Man voice?
Yeah. He actually comes into to part of like Macho Man's entrance.
Okay.
But no, the thing is, they did this perfectly on South Park, where they brought like the NFL Hall of Famers out on the center of the field.
Yeah.
And like one of them was baking imaginary brownies because their CTE has messed their heads up so bad that they don't even know where they're at right
that
now.
was a shot. Yeah. They didn't do any Junior Seau, did they?
No,
that
no,
would have been
no.
too low. That would have got them in trouble.
Saving his brain for science, you know.
Yeah, that would have alienated some people. They went
Dude,
that
I don't know.
direction.
I mean, I'm sure I'm sure they'll do it eventually. They have no, there is no.
I know.
No boundary.
I'm just. That's why I was like, did they do like Junior Seau?
Did you ever see what they did to Britney Spears?
Yeah, but she's alive.
It's true.
There's a difference between making fun of living people and making fun of dead people.
Yeah,
It's different.
There's a certain level of tact.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me about what they do. There's something I was going to say and it just completely slipped my mind. I don't remember what it was. Oh well.
Yeah.
I got to show you. I talked to you off air about it, but yeah, since I'm watching these last Stranger Things and all that, I went and saw an interview, I guess it wasn't an interview. It was a opportunity where the character Eddie, the actor, is he British?
You know what? That's the thing is he's British. Yeah,
he's British.
Like when he talks, you're like,
Yeah.
wait a second,
Yeah.
what?
He looks nothing like Eddie in Stranger Things.
And that's when you realize, apparently, the American accent is incredibly simple.
Apparently,
I never realized it, but I can't. I can barely do British. I can do okay British, but they can nail American.
I think I could do British if
Tell that to the guy in
I
Avatar,
trained.
that actor.
Oh yeah, no, that was Well, there's certain ones that just don't get it, like, and you can catch it in certain words.
And then to be honest, while I'm doing this, we finished Inventing Anna last night, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But she's Russian and German. And so she's got a weird accent and that's part of the deal of that whole show is because she's born Russian, but she's actually lived and grew up in Germany, and which you learn more about in the show. But so when she talks, it's like a German-Russian mix, and I'm sure that was an accent very difficult for that actress to nail. And
stick and continue, like
yeah.
keep
And I have
consistent.
no idea what her nationality is or what she's from. I've never seen her in an interview or nothing.
I have a hard time maintaining an accent for 30 seconds to do a commercial. Like I'll notice that like by the end of the commercial, it's a completely different accent.
Yeah, but she did a good job with it. I mean, I never saw the real person how they sound, but once I hear the story, and I'm like, oh, okay. So because at first part, I always like, well, what's that accent? I can't really, she claims she's German, but it's not really German,
right?
And now as you watch them, we're like, okay, so she's Russian that was raised in Germany. So it's German. She speaks English, but it's a German accent with a hint of Russian accent. Like, like infused in there together a little bit. So it's kind of like, I imagine when an American learns Spanish, someone that speaks English and then learns Spanish, we speak with our English, our American accent in that Spanish, like
right.
Or burrito instead of, just how we talk, And so I wonder, you got to manipulate all that. It's kind of complex.
What I've figured out with different dialects is it requires the use of different parts of the tongue. Like I've noticed that certain Latin languages are more about the tip of the tongue against the soft palate of the mouth versus like some of your more like Russian, Germanic languages are more the back of the tongue against the soft palate.
The guttural.
Yeah, the gutter. It's I'm da,
Yeah.
French is a great example of that because essentially.
Well, and it's kind of like, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to get people mad.
The ire of the people.
But and I got to move on. But the ad for NMDOT right now where they've got the party, don't crash the party, don't drink.
Crash the party. Yep.
The lady that's singing.
Can't stand that commercial. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like she's singing through her nose.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me. Like you watch the video, it's like, and you're like, it's like, why do you sing like that?
Well, because here's the thing: if you ever like heard, Latina singers,
I've heard
to sing like that.
A lot do
in their languages, and it makes more. It's more apropos in Spanish. I literally had to tell my daughter to stop saying Espanol yesterday. She's like, "Why are they speaking Espanol?" I'm like, "Just say Spanish. Just say Spanish."
Well, she's learning Spanish.
Yeah, but it's just that's the only word. Because she'll go up to somebody and be like, "Why are you speaking Espanol?" I'm like, "Dude, read the room. We're at a palateria, okay?"
Okay. Well, she might learn some Espanol.
Fair enough.
Doing that.
When you brought up Michelle Nichols,
Nichelle, it's in with an N.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was thinking of someone else who lives in Santa Fe that I didn't know, and that's George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
I just found
Game
that
of Thrones
out.
guy. Yeah.
Game of Thrones writer, author.
That was a big thing for a while.
I knew that. I knew he lived up.
He sits at home and writes his. Well, I was gonna say writes his books, but he hadn't written anything on.
I think he's just like dancing around his little compound naked.
Right.
He's jumping on his trampoline.
They actually nailed it on South Park. Again, South Park. The boys went to George R.R. Martin's house, and he was just like sitting around ordering pizzas and messing around because like they were like trying to get him to write the final book, and he wouldn't do it. He just kept ordering pizzas, and then like he had like a chorus of people come over to sing his theme song to him. It was the whole thing.
Do they Pizza 9 in Santa Fe or wherever he's at?
You and I need to go and force him to finish the last book,
right?
Well,
problem is we keep throwing money at him. He has no
hog tie him.
No
apparently,
incentive.
first you got to go to South Park, Colorado, and then head down to Santa Fe.
That's right.
We're going to play an interview we had last Wednesday with Kevin Mavers from the city of Roswell. He's the development director here. Talking about updates on things coming. We spent a lot of time talking about an RV park they're trying to get into the area here. So we're going to play that area interview for you here in just a few minutes. And when does the Game of Thrones thing come on HBO, the new one?
Oh, the new one.
I don't know.
It's this month, right?
What's it called?
It looks like it's going to come pretty
Something
soon.
in Fire or something?
House of Dragons.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
That's why I asked Roy.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all the same to me.
I mean, his naming conventions are very simple.
When does Gandalf show up in these?
August 21st.
Okay, I knew it was in August.
His names are like a color and a noun.
Yeah.
I think you just described most Pearl Jam songs too. Yellow Ledbetter.
Mine's Burgundy the Sandwich.
Burgundy Sandwich. I like it. Burgundy Sandwich. Yeah, Red Wedding. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. The Black Death.
Yeah, a White Wall.
White Wall.
Or White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just go with Earl Grey tea? Then I got color and a noun all in one thing.
It's got to be Grey Earl.
Grey Earl tea.
Color, noun. Follow the scheme.
All right. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather. Weather is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. From General Pest Control, Termite Control, trees, shrubs, and yard treatment for both residential and commercial. Call the pest management professionals at Bob Reed Pest Control, 575-623-5344.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll stay mostly sunny for most of the day. However, we can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. A few of those storms might have brief heavy rainfall. Pretty hot today. Our highs will be around 100. Overnight, a few clouds down to the low 70s, and then lots of sun expected on Tuesday. No rain in the forecast. Our high stays around 100, low 100s, and sunny Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Sorry, I was refreshing my weather, and I'm guessing the whatever's out at the airport that they get the readings from is not connecting with their computers, because I just keep refreshing, and it's telling me not available right now. It was just a minute ago, but sorry about that. But today we are looking at a 20% chance of rain this afternoon, mainly after 3. Mostly sunny and 101 today with southeast winds 5 to 10. Mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 74, south winds 10 to 15. 20% chance of showers for you Tuesday. Mostly sunny, high of 101 otherwise. Winds will be out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, 75 for an overnight low, south winds 5 to 15. And then more of the same for the rest of the week. 20% chance of rain on Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 103. 30% chance of rain Wednesday night. Thursday, a 30% chance of rain, sunny and hot, 98. 40% chance of showers Thursday night, mostly cloudy, 73. 20% chance of rain Friday, sunny, hot, high of 97. And then sunny and 96 Saturday, 20% chance of rain, sunny and 96 Sunday. All right, it is 20 minutes after 8. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then we'll play our interview we had last Wednesday with Kevin Mavers talking about the latest at the development meeting, the community development meeting. That's coming up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When you're not feeling well, the last thing you want to worry about is how soon you can get in to see your healthcare provider, or even finding a provider if you don't have one. Well, now you can feel better, knowing that the Loveless Healthcare Center in Roswell offers appointments for when you're not feeling well, or for checkups, annual exams, or any chronic issues that need attention. To schedule an appointment or to find a new healthcare provider, call 575-625-3222 today.
It's an old story. You go on vacation, you relax, you have a good time, and then you come home to a world of disarray. Your mail is backed up. You have 100 messages on your voicemail. Your lawn is 3 feet tall, and your pool has developed a nasty algae problem. Well, the good people at BioGuard can't solve all your problems, but they can help you with your pool. So before you go on vacation, stop at Mays Lumber at 115 South Virginia in Roswell and ask about their special vacation plan. BioGuard has a wide variety of products that will find algae and take care of your pool. So when you come home from your vacation, you can depend on your pool to relieve your stress and not add to it. Because BioGuard guards more than your pool. They guard your time, your vacation, and your peace of mind. BioGuard at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell.
We cut to order, special order, products old and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, the City Development Director back with us, Kevin Mavers. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How you doing today?
Could not be better. It's a glorious day in Roswell.
It is. It's, we got a little rain the other day, maybe a little bit more coming soon with the monsoon season.
That's always nice. Coming from the low desert of California where, quite honestly, being a meteorologist has got to be the easiest job in the world in the Palm Springs area, because you've only got two possible scenarios.
Right.
That you're going to be correct 360 out of 365 days. It's either going to be hot and sunny, or it's going to be, oh my God, stay inside and sunny. Because it's that's just the way things work. So the rain, the thunder, the lightning, the showers, I love it. For me, it's just a wonderful change of pace.
Nice little difference. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, now I think about it, I'm guessing for meteorologists, like if they want to go where all the action is, it's not the cities. It's probably like Oklahoma or somewhere in the tornado belt or Hurricane Alley or something like that.
Well, I wake up every morning and I flip on one of the Albuquerque channels, and then quite honestly, it's a more interesting weather report in Albuquerque than it was where I came from.
Yeah, I would imagine too. Yeah, so at least sometimes they throw in other, either not rain or rain. That's the other. We have hot, not hot, and then rain or not rain.
Yeah, there you go. At least you've got a spectrum of choices.
That's right.
There. Like I said, in Palm Springs, you've got hot or oh my God, and sunny.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's fire season. There's the other.
There's that too. Although the wind does blow occasionally, like it does out here.
That's true. The wind. I think that's a universal, just western half of the U.S. here, especially from Texas down to Arizona and New Mexico and up into California. Mm-hmm. I think we all get a nice little wind tunnel through there. But anyway, we're here to talk development here, not elsewhere.
In certain parts of the country, the weather and development do go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Because there are certain times of year you build and certain times you just stay inside.
Exactly. Well, and there's certain times that have to pour concrete, and certain times the concrete don't pour so well. So
or set or
do anything you wanted to.
Yeah.
But for folks who aren't familiar, Kevin joins us each month here. Usually it's the day after the city development meeting, and just kind of gives us a rundown of what's going on with the city as far as development goes. What kind of businesses are coming in? What kind of just stuff is going on through the city when it comes to terms of community development and things like that. So,
all right. Well, let's just take last night's meeting. I introduced the meeting by saying that this was going to be our first THC-free meeting in a number of months. We actually didn't have any cannabis cases, so nothing new to report in the cannabis world.
Not connected. Not as many cookies were eaten during this meeting. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And but what was really fun was we had the first case that I believe is a direct result of the increased activity based on the UFO festival and tourism and post-COVID. So if you combine all those things together, you get RV park. Upscale RV park. There was one case for a 20-acre parcel on the west end of 2nd Street. Down really close to the relief route. So very accessible for people coming north-south or from the west. But the developer is one of our local hoteliers, already in the hospitality industry.
So I imagine if anybody knows what kind of traffic's coming through and has been studying that and seeing a need for an RV park, that person would probably be pretty well informed on that.
And because of the activity for the UFO festival, his hotels, and I believe he owns 3, maybe 4 hotels here in town, they were booked months in advance for the UFO festival.
It's nice to see that again.
and yes, we'd like to see that every year.
Yeah.
But what that did is it reminded him that there was not only a need for additional facilities for people to come and visit, but also because of the renewed activity in building and development, you get a lot of people now, contractors and tradesmen and other people who are coming into our area who are just short-termers, okay? And a lot of them own RVs, okay? The RV industry itself, and in fact, I've been keeping track of it, since COVID is up. Activity in the RV, sales, overnight stays, and everything else, sales are up 20 to 25%. In fact, I just read an article yesterday that said the deliveries of new RVs nationwide is up about 50,000 units.
That makes sense if you think about it, you know.
From a post-COVID world, I know that would you like to take a chance on a hotel or a place maybe you've never been staying at?
Sure.
Or, hey, wait a minute, I've got this wonderful RV or travel trailer, everything else, my sheets, my pillowcases, my food, everything else. All I have to do is pull it into a nice, safe, secure place. I already got all my hookups, got my water, power, communications, everything. Why not? So he's taking a good hard look. He said he owns a total of 40 acres down there. He's setting aside 20 acres of it for the RV park.
Okay.
And that zone change to recreational vehicle park was approved last night. I had a chance to speak with the project contractor, representative of the developer, as well as the site engineer, and they are getting ready to start their design development drawings. They hope to be under construction by the end of the year. Don't know if they'll make it in time to be open for
Next
UFO
summer.
Festival next year, but it ought to be close.
Gotcha.
It ought to be close. So very exciting, and I think it's indicative of one of the ways that we can build on the successes of things like the UFO Festival.
Absolutely.
To really enhance not just the employment opportunities, but the overall quality of life here in Roswell.
Sure. Well, I imagine, I mean, like you said, the oil and gas side will definitely probably keep it filled in the non-tourism season here, but definitely during the summer months and things where tourism is peak. How many families do, and especially the part where we're not Walt Disney World. We're not a vacation destination per se. We're a place you visit on the way to your vacation. You know what I mean by that? Or if they do a generalized tour of New Mexico, they're going to spend a day in Carlsbad, a day in Roswell, a day, in various things like that. But either way, a lot of people do this in an RV, and they'll say, "Hey, we're gonna take a 2-week tour of New Mexico," and they're going to be driving around in their RV, and so they're probably looking for places like an RV park to stay versus a hotel, and so to add more amenities, because I know we have a little bit of our bit. I don't think we have. Let's face it. I know Eddy County, there's way more RV parks and things in Artesia, Carlsbad, and those areas.
Right.
And so I imagine we lose some business to them. They'll park, they'll come do here, but they're not going to stay the night. They're going to cruise on to Artesia and stay the night at that RV park or something like that.
They might.
And so I think this kind of keeps some more business in town for maybe another day or two longer because of that.
Well,
during tourism season. And like you said, it accommodates our oil and gas and those various other industries that have people come in here for months at a time to do a job.
Right. And that's where, looking at the long-term benefits of a nice, little more upscale RV park, especially one that's also business-oriented.
Sure.
So you got all the high-speed communications and things, direct hookups for your travel trailer. You get people, the road warriors, the people that will come into this area, and the hope is they will stop here in Roswell. They'll stay here in Roswell. They'll unhook their RV or they'll unhook their Class A motorhome from their dinghy vehicle or whatever, and then they'll use Roswell as a base of operations. They'll go, let's face it, within a couple-hour drive here every single day. You can cover most of southeast New Mexico and a little bit of West Texas.
Sure.
So it really does make a lot of sense when I sat down, and the location in particular being right there, almost adjacent to the relief route, makes it very, very easily accessible for larger vehicles too. They don't have to drive through town. They don't have to make a lot of turning movements. And because this property has direct access to 2nd Street, they can do a nice big entrance there off of 2nd that will be very inviting, bring people in. So it was a neat little project that I'm looking forward to seeing come to fruition.
Yeah, because that's one thing we all know. RV drivers aren't CDL drivers.
No, they're not.
And we learned that the hard way.
In fact, that was one of the things when the developer first came forward, the property owner, the developer first came forward. I asked him what information they had on on RVs, and they were telling us that they were doing our research. Well, I took that as an opportunity to do some of my own background research. And the way RV parks have been changed and redesigned now to accommodate the 40-foot long Class A motorhomes plus a tow vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at pull-through sites now that are 70 feet long, sometimes 80 feet long, because all the newer RVs and travel trailers come with slide outs on both sides. It's not just an 8.5 foot wide vehicle now. Now, by the time you go a 4-foot slide out that way and a 4-foot slide out the other direction, you got 16 feet, and that's just for the vehicle.
Yeah.
Then you have to have some place for people to sit and camp and do all the things, outdoor kinds of things. Then, of course, people's expectations have grown dramatically. When you're out there spending, I mean, some of these Class A motorhomes, you'll spend $400,000 or $500,000.
Yeah,
they're more expensive than a house.
Yeah,
and even some of the really nice fifth wheels and travel trailers, you're still looking at six figures for some of those. So these are people with income, and they have expectations of certain levels of service and amenities.
Yeah, it's not camping, it's glamping at best.
Definitely glamping. Absolutely glamping. And then we throw in the business component as well. And you're talking about looking at RV parks in a completely different way than they've been looked at in the past.
Sure.
You know, kind of a like the I know the Elks Lodge nationwide. They're famous. They all have a place for people to park their RVs.
Yeah.
And of course, Walmart welcomes RV people to stay overnight too. But you know, that's not the level of comfort that the new road warriors and the new travelers are expecting.
Yeah, generally these places have showering facilities and some kind of recreation of some kind.
I would say showers, laundry facilities, restrooms, full hookups with 30 amp and 50 amp hookup. That's minimum. And then you're going beyond that with you probably better have some kind of recreation facilities, maybe a dog park, walking trails, and really nice landscaping. It has to be a place that you feel comfortable and at home, because if you're really going to take advantage of the long term, you know, we get some people now, there's whole groups of people out there that that's their lifestyle now, is they've given up their traditional, you know, base of operations, a home, and they live in their RV, and they'll come down from north. And let's face it, our winters here aren't that severe.
No.
You'll have a few nights where they get cold, but this could be a wonderful place for people to come down, especially in the fall. When it's starting to get cold up north, you get the snowbirds coming down this direction, spend a couple of 3 months with us right here in Roswell, and take advantage of all the Southeast New Mexico has to offer.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just... for me, it was a no-brainer when they brought it forward. It's like, let's figure out a way to make this work.
So everything got greenlit here through the development meeting.
The zone change got done. They're on the way right now. They're getting started with their design development drawings.
Okay.
So the engineer was there last night. He gave us an update on the boundary surveying topography. There's a significant one of the reasons we're also excited about this is because that particular property in that end of town has a significant flooding potential because of the South Fork of the Spring River.
Gotcha. Okay.
Crossing underneath 2nd Street right at that location. So it's going to take a significant amount of engineering design work to make sure that we resolve some of those. Obviously, for community development and for our engineering offices and for anybody who owns a home here in town, the recent flooding that we've had is kind of top of mind.
Yes.
So when we have an opportunity to correct some of those issues, or at least reduce any impacts to downstream properties, we want to take advantage of that.
Sure, which is probably the reason we were talking about earlier. It's more likely going to be about a year before we see this actually as an RV park, because there's a lot of pre-work like this. It's got to be done before they even begin park work, I guess.
And of course, when you're dealing with those kind of issues, our city engineer has to take a good hard look at it. NMDOT will have to take a good hard look at it. So the time frame for getting things approved is going to be extended a little bit, but I don't believe there's anything insurmountable.
Good deal. Well, I think that'll be nice, and maybe here about a year from now we'll be looking at a ribbon cutting ceremony and all that for a grand opening of an RV park.
Okay.
So good deal. What else do we want to cover?
Oh, the other exciting thing, and it's kind of along the same lines, is another zone change and a special use permit for the property over off of Garden that used to be an old nursery and things. It's about 10 acres.
Yeah.
They came back forward. We rezoned it to an RS zone, which more is a residential suburban, which allows that crossover between some light agricultural uses and residential.
Okay.
The intent of this is that they're going to reopen that old nursery.
Oh,
they're
good.
going to have some local people and have facilities available for people to have community gardens and other things. It's going to be a really neat little project, and it's one of our...
So it's more of a community space more than like a retail business
Well,
or
it's
housing.
actually going to be retail, but it's going to be the intent here is, and the way it was presented even last night was that the people that will be have the vegetable plots and the flower pots and some of the other things, it is going to be it's going to be locally grown and locally sold or locally consumed.
I got you. Okay.
So we'll probably have some people that will want to grow food for the local food banks and things like that. But then you'll have other people that'll want to grow things that will probably go directly over to our local restaurants and go directly farm to table or farm to restaurant to table immediately. So it's going to be, I said, it's a real neat amenity, and we had some of the locals that live over in that area speak up about the project in favor of it and reopening this.
Well, if the neighborhood wants them, then that's always a huge endorsement for
it's always
the project.
A benefit is when the neighbors come up and they say, "Hey, this is a great idea. We'd really like to see it." But the one thing they're going to do, in addition just to growing the fruits and vegetables, they're also going to have education facilities there. So they'll be teaching people about growing their own food. They're also, what was the other thing that they were going to have? Oh, agritourism.
Okay.
So we're working in the whole tourism things as well. So it'll be just another facility that just adds, I said, quality of life.
Yeah.
Seemed to be top of mind last night, and adding these little amenities, adding the RV park, adding the agribusiness facility, and other things just seemed to be. The direction of if I had to have an overarching theme for last night, it was quality of life.
Well, and I also, when you look at that, it also gives a kind of an indicator on how the community as a whole is doing. When you come to community, city development and things like that. Whereas when you've got businesses of this type, recreation, RV, bringing in things like you said. It speaks volumes of the community's doing pretty well. Whereas a city that's not doing well, last night's meeting would have been 10 minutes long because there's no one trying to buy businesses and grow and expand in our community. So the fact that each meeting you're getting more and more unique stuff here, and to be honest, the fact that y'all didn't talk about weed once this whole, you know what I mean?
Not last night.
Is a neat little thing here, and it shows. That this community is getting pretty diverse in what it's offering and becoming slowly, I think, a mecca for other things in this community. It's like all this points to me, like if we keep on this path, Roswell's going to be like a Las Cruces of the eastern southeast side of, you know what I mean, where Cruces kind of, I mean, not to that volume size, but I think.
I would certainly don't want to, insult any of our friends in Las Cruces. But I think we can do better.
But I mean, in terms of what way people look at that for its needs in that side of the state, that's what I think. There are many people that come from points all over that area that use Las Cruces as a hub to do what they've got to do, and Roswell's like that for this part of the state now, but I think we're going to get in a much bigger volume of a Cruces size the way we're going. If this kind of development continues and this kind of growth continues in our region.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to have a much longer discussion of it. I mean, between the community, the residents, and the city council, and our planning commission probably need to sit down and have some longer discussions. We're very, very close to entering into what I would call the development sweet spot. Okay, the sweet spot for most of your major restaurants, shopping centers, all that, they all look at the same demographic information. And for a city somewhere between 50 and 75,000, you really start getting a lot of attention. Okay, between 75,000 and 100,000, you really start getting, you get a lot of activity.
Right.
Okay. We are just right on the cusp of that 50,000 mark.
And we've been at it for 20, as long as I've been here.
But with the activity that we're seeing, the number of new houses that are going to be being built, the number of jobs. I mean, Mike Espiritu over at the Roswell
EDC.
County EDC is doing just a phenomenal job putting deals together and making sure that not only our current residents, but our children and our grandchildren and everybody else have opportunities and jobs. My responsibility is, of course, to make sure that we've got a place to live, and a place to shop, and do all the other things, the amenities that they need in order to have a very good quality of life. Because the constant refrain that I've heard since I got here was, we have to figure out a way to keep our kids and grandkids from moving away. We want this to be a family community. We want there to be opportunity for them to go to school and for them to do things. And that's
generations can
we
live
want to have
here.
a multi-generational community. And in many cases, we don't have that. We have a pretty significant community of retired folks or people in their advanced in years. We have a number of young families, okay, but that middle spot is that missing middle, truly is what it's called, is where we're losing it. The children, they grow up, they don't see any opportunity for them. They they move away either for job opportunities or for school. And then once they're gone, they might come back in 20 years or so when they're looking to maybe get back
settle down again.
Settle down. Okay, I've done enough exploration. I'm done. And come back. But how do we find a way to continue to be a community that's attractive to our younger people, the children and grandchildren? So that's a longer term discussion that we need to have, because I think we are, we're looking at a lot of things. The last thing that we had going on last night, and this is indicative of some of our existing businesses here in town reinvesting in themselves and growing. But we had a project on tap last night for the Allsup's gas station at Sycamore and 2nd Street.
That's one of the ones they're redoing.
They're completely.
Yeah.
So they've got that one and one at McGaffey and Lee as well. Both of those are going through the process. You'll see some significant activity, but they are going to be becoming much larger and much more diverse in the services they provide. It won't just be gas and maybe diesel, but they'll have gas, diesel, electric vehicle charging stations. That's something we're also starting to see pop up around town with the growth of the electric vehicle industry. We just approved, it didn't have to go to Planning Commission or City Council, but we just approved the installation of, I believe, half a dozen electric vehicle charging stations in front of the Target. So you'll see, I think, 6 or 8 of their parking spaces now that'll have the electric vehicle charging stations. And so it'll be the high speed, either the level 2 or level 3 chargers. So you'll be able to pull right up, plug your car in, go into Target, do your shopping, come back out, your car will be charged, and take off again. So we're seeing a lot of that, and we want to take advantage of that, because right now, with very, very few exceptions, we just don't have the ability for people, even with hybrid vehicles, to come into town and park, say, here in our downtown, go to the UFO museum, go visit all of our shops, and sit at a charging and recharge and be able to make it back home or wherever they came from. So that's a kind of a side thing, though, that we're working on that will encourage the purchase of either new electric or new hybrid vehicles, but also encourage people to drive those vehicles here into town.
Use them for more than just local stuff.
Which will also, with the do a little bit to improve air quality and other things too. So a lot of stuff going on from the business standpoint, from the quality of life standpoint, from environmental standpoint, the water and air quality and things. It's just from my perspective, all of it good.
Yeah, it does sound good. It sounds like we got a lot of good stuff going on. I'm really excited to see about the new RV park and all that. I think that'll. To be honest, I think we probably could use a couple more of those, to be honest.
Honestly, I think we could. And I was really glad this one came along when it did, because we did have last month, we had a gentleman that came forward that had some property in the south end of town. Portions of it was currently zoned for an RV park, and it just wasn't the right location for an RV park, so they rezoned it, I think, R3 for workforce housing, more apartments, condominiums, things like that. And that's another area that we're starting to see a little bit of growth on too. Is we're filling in those entry level opportunities or those rental opportunities and things. So it's you spoke just a couple of minutes ago about how it's wonderful to see all the activity at the Planning Commission and the City Council. 18 months ago when I came to the city, it wasn't that way.
Yeah,
there was almost, in fact, we canceled 2 meetings
because there's just,
in the first 6 months I was here because there was no activity.
See, that's the kind of stuff people need to pay attention to, because that's your indicators of how life in our community is going. When meetings like that get canceled, that's usually not a good thing, because that means there's no development or no growth going on.
Right, and they're whether we, depending on your perspective, the cities have a life cycle just like human beings do, and all communities do. And you're either growing and living to your fullest, or you're stagnating and potentially dying.
Yeah.
And I think we're entering into a wonderful growth and development phase. It's not going to be insane like some of the stuff that I had to deal with and live with through during the 1980s and 1990s and even the early 2000s in California. But it's going to be a much more moderated growth. I think it's going to be growth that we can absorb and that we.
I think
can
that's
work
the
with.
better thing at the end of the day. 'Cause
absolutely.
Usually, what goes up hard comes down hard.
Yeah. Been there, done that, and have no desire to repeat.
Yeah.
So it's almost like truly like that first big hill on a roller coaster. You're going up, 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 nice and slow. You get to the top, and that down
and it drops like a hot potato.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it can be brutal and it can be fast. Right now, if we could move through the next, say, decade with 3 to 5% growth per year, adding in houses and jobs and business, that is really wonderful, sustained growth that's just going to benefit the city. It gives our public works people and our city engineer the time to do all the studies necessary to make sure that we have the right-sized roads, the right-sized sewer and water systems to handle the growth. But it also kind of fuels the fire and the buzz out there in the development world. Like I said, everybody looks at the same stuff. Everybody looks at the same demographics. And once you get into that sweet spot of between 50 and 75,000 people, all of a sudden the number of opportunities grows exponentially.
Bunch of doors just open, wide open. Yeah.
Wide open. And we want to be ready to greet them.
That's absolutely, yeah. We've been waiting for those doors for a long time.
There you
go. Kevin, as always, we appreciate the visit here. Of course, don't forget, folks, these meetings are open to the public. You're more than welcome to come and observe these meetings. They're always the fourth Tuesday of the month?
Planning Commission is always the fourth Tuesday of the month. It's always held at 6 p.m. and it's always in the convention center.
Okay.
But you can follow along on GoToMeeting.
That's right. You can sit from the comfort of your home and watch the meetings.
In fact, you can even
too.
participate with GoToMeeting if you choose to do so. And then, of course, all of the meetings are then recorded and then live streamed, so you can play them back.
So if you missed yesterday, you want to go back and watch it?
Play it back, watch what's going on. It's actually, I'm really very pleased. The city of Roswell took advantage of the opportunities during COVID and having these hybrid type meetings now, where they're both online and in person. It's actually a wonderful way to get the community involved. So we would like to see community involved. I would encourage additional community involvement.
It is your community. You live in it. You should definitely pay attention on how it's shaped and molded.
And even though, when I get excited about a project, it's because I see the benefit. There are other people, though, because I am a relatively new resident, that might say, have you thought about this?
That's not how we do it here.
And I don't get that input unless you participate in the process.
Absolutely. You just come in with your own ideas, and you have to wait for someone else to give you some other ones here. So good deal. Well, Kevin, appreciate the visit. We'll see you next time, if not sooner.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. hour. Next hour, we're going to have Jason Burke with the Roswell VFW join us. We're also going to have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us. This is your last reminder. The 6th of August is coming up, and that's this Saturday. That's going to be the big Chaves County Health Expo at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. So they're going to join us next hour to talk about that, along with Jason from our local VFW to give us an update on what they're doing, getting things together. So that's what we got going on next hour. So, you heard me talking to Roy?
No, I just watched a disturbing video. So SummerSlam was over the weekend.
Okay, you got about 30 seconds.
Kid Rock was in the audience.
Yeah.
He was making out with whatever woman he's with at the time, or right now, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Kid Rock's a millionaire. He's not a bad-looking gentleman. I have no idea who he's dating, or married to, whatever.
Yeah,
something's wrong. Somebody needs to grab Kid Rock by both of his shoulders and say, "Wake up!" It's terrifying.
Okay,
the woman he was. I mean, I'm not trying to body shame.
Yeah,
but it was terrifying. The woman he was making out with at SummerSlam.
Maybe there's a story to it.
There better be. Maybe he lost a bet or something. I don't know.
Maybe
him and Uncle Cracker had like a 20-year long-standing.
Maybe she's a fan, and
boy, howdy, she's a big fan. She's a big fan.
You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. There's some thoughts for you.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Will Chinese threats keep House Speaker Pelosi away from Taiwan? That remains to be seen. Pelosi's 2-day trip to Asia now underway. And while she has recently made no mention of a stop in Taiwan, it remains a subject of much speculation. Communist China considers Taiwan a breakaway province and warns the U.S. of grave consequences if Pelosi visits the island. More rain could fall on flood-stricken areas of eastern Kentucky, where at least 30 people have already lost their lives.
Rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour are possible. Governor Andy Beshear.
Next couple days are going to be hard. We've got rain and maybe even a lot of rain that's going to hit the same areas. Please pray for the people in these areas.
Meanwhile, the recovery continues, as do the rescues. The National Guard using helicopters and boats to rescue stranded people. General Daniel Hokanson.
But our air crews have done amazing work to get in there. In fact, they've rescued over 400 people by helicopter.
Besides so many destroyed homes, the floodwaters took out roads and bridges. I'm Julie Walker.
President Biden back in isolation in the White House after being bitten for a second time by the COVID bug.
As he did after his first COVID diagnosis, the president is isolating in the executive residence at the White House. He tested positive on Saturday and again on Sunday. In a letter, Dr. Kevin O'Connor said the president continues to feel well and will continue his strict isolation. According to CDC guidelines, Mr. Biden must isolate for at least 5 days. Greg Clugston, Washington.
It's good news for a hungry world. The first ship carrying Ukrainian grain has departed from the port of Odessa. Wall Street, the Dow's up 94 points, the Nasdaq 100 points higher, the S&P is up 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They are so passionate about teaching people how to own physical gold and silver. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
The USDA proposes cracking down on breaded but still raw chicken products due to outbreaks of salmonella.
How safe is that chicken in your freezer? Raw chicken products that are sold breaded or stuffed have been associated with 14 salmonella outbreaks and approximately 200 illnesses since 1998. Now they're the target of new regulations being proposed by the Department of Agriculture. They want to declare salmonella as an adulterant. Many such products, like chicken cordon bleu and chicken Kiev, appear to be cooked but are only heat treated enough to set the batter or crumb coating. Currently, poultry processing plants have to follow certain performance standards to reduce contamination, but the proposed new rules would require routine testing at the plants, which could be shut down if companies fail to reduce salmonella bacteria levels in their products. Jennifer King, Washington.
Rising concern over the impact of a potential Russian gas cutoff, fueling a debate in Germany over whether the country should turn off its last 3 nuclear power plants as planned at year's end. Townhall.com. Special kind of high-tech glasses now being used to help the deaf hear, sort of.
The glasses are called XRAI glass, and they transform audio into captions that the wearer can see. The glasses use augmented reality to instantly project the words in front of the wearer's eyes. The company says the glasses can identify who is speaking and will soon be able to translate languages, voice tones, accents, and pitch. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Boeing has reportedly cleared a key hurdle with federal regulators, could soon resume deliveries of its large 787 airliner. The plane has been plagued by a series of production issues since late 2020. The Federal Aviation Administration said to have notified Boeing that it would approve the company's process for validating repairs to each plane before they are delivered to airline customers. The Dow up 62 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Invierno.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 at Roswell's Talk FM.
I should have gone.
Chris Invierno. Don't crash the party. Don't drink and drive. Don't crash the party.
It's the nasal.
Oh, God. See, here's the thing. I've been accused of being a fan of particularly nasal sounding singers and artists and bands. Like most of the music I listened to in like college and after, everybody's like, they're so nasal.
Yeah.
Like I was really into like pop punk, and a lot of that's like, why do you always kick me when I'm high?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
You know what
and
it is,
always
though?
singing, my girlfriend left me at the grocery store.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I figured out why I was so attracted to bands like that. Because I can sing along. Because I have a very nasal voice.
I don't notice it like those.
No, you haven't heard me really sing.
I guess I haven't.
It's Dan. I get very up here.
Okay.
A lot of people sing from the diaphragm. I sing from the sinuses.
Yeah. I talk more from the diaphragm.
I've also always been very high pitched. Like I've worked at trying to lower my voice over time. I started smoking. Half the reason I started smoking cigarettes was because I wanted to get a deeper voice.
You sound like Lucille Ball. I'm Lucille Ball.
Towards
the end.
I know.
Yeah, Lucy was
I choose to remember them in their prime.
Wah, Ricky.
Yeah, very Roseanne Barr-esque. I randomly listened over the weekend to, once again, to Roseanne's rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How did you stumble upon that?
It was on the Bonfire. It was on a podcast I listened to.
All right.
And they were just talking about like awful performances. And they played that like back to back with Fergie's. I forgot about Fergie's.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
her?
I kind of do.
When she did the Star Spangled Banner all sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see?
I
It's like,
remember.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
People in the audience just started openly laughing at her.
Yeah. Sometimes you try things and it don't always
Yeah,
work.
you gotta take a shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
There you go.
Wayne Gretzky. Of course, then again, if you're Wayne Gretzky, take the shot.
Right. Yeah, he was, by the way, fun fact about Wayne Gretzky. He was, coached as a kid, he was way better than all the other kids at hockey. And so he started playing like in leagues older than him. Like he was like a 9-year-old playing with like 13, 14-year-olds.
Wow.
Problem is they didn't make jerseys for him that fit kids his size. So he always tucked his jersey, part of his jersey, into his hockey pants. And it would be on the side. And throughout, if you look at his career, you see that one side tucked in. It all started because he's a little kid. And he was too big for the jerseys because he was playing in leagues that were above his age group and all that.
You know, Gretzky is only one of, and I think it's only 3 players whose numbers have been permanently retired across the entire league. It's like Wayne Gretzky, Jackie Robinson, and I think LeBron James now.
Really? Jordan's
so.
not? How is Jordan not and LeBron James is?
Maybe Jordan is. I'm not sure. I have to look it up.
If that's a crime, if James is and Jordan isn't. That's a crime.
Hang on. I have to look it up. You might be right. It might be Jordan.
I imagine Babe Ruth's got to be another one of those numbers that's probably retired all over. You know?
Whose jerseys are permanently retired? That's right. I Google voice search.
Of course, that's going to give you a laundry list.
Yeah. List of retired numbers. Because I read somewhere it was like only like 3 numbers are permanently retired across, like permanently retired.
Yeah.
Where
Like
they will never be used. It's like 42, 99, and I guess we'll.
Although
Jordan's
NFL
was 23.
NFL uses 99 all the time.
I'm talking NHL.
NHL. Okay.
Yeah. So specifically, Gretzky's number was 99.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest,
Jackie Robinson's was 42?
Be honest, it's certain, and I don't know if it's legal or illegal or officially or not, but if you're an NHL player and you choose 99, 66, there's certain numbers that if you choose them, they're going to know, oh, you're a Gretzky, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you're a Mario
marking
Lemieux.
out.
You know, 66 is Mary Lemieux for the other hockey fans. They're equal. Matter of fact, as far as reverence, Gretzky won more Stanley Cups than Lemieux. That's the only difference.
His name is more well known down here.
But you ask a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, they're all going to scream Lemieux. But anyway, I don't want to get into
We're gonna
a hockey diatribe because no one cares. But yeah, by sport, I think. Well, I don't know.
I'd have to look it up
because usually it's by team. Usually teams like you probably can't put 16 on in San Francisco because that's Joe Montana.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe they didn't retire that one.
But it's like
certain numbers,
they didn't retire like 4 in like Green Bay.
Like in Washington, you better not come out as 44. Just saying, that's Rigo. You come out as Rigo, that's a bold statement. You better back that number up if you're coming out.
You best bring the game.
Also with Washington, Sean Taylor's numbers, and he actually had 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at different times in his career because he had a certain number in college, and he couldn't get it in the NFL with the Redskins. And then he played with a different number. I think it was like 27 or 28, and then 31. And then after some dude left, he went back to that number. So there's actually 2 numbers for.
I'm always fascinated by the traditions or the superstitions that athletes tend to have. Like you're saying with Gretzky tucking the jersey in.
Yeah.
Just all the, I always wear the same pair of underpants every time I play. It's like, oof.
Oh, yeah.
Those things can stand on their own by the end of the season.
Hockey's the worst. Hockey's the most superstitious. I mean, baseball, they're all superstitious, but hockey's the worst. They're the most superstitious of the bunch. I'd say baseball's a close second, but hockey's
Makes
worse.
sense.
Yeah.
Bunch of paranoid white dudes.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, baseball, like you're not supposed to step on the first or third base lines and all that. Hockey's full of those kind of
nuances.
Like I know they
too,
slap
so.
like a sign before they leave the locker room.
Well,
every
you got to
time,
hit, or the goaltender, you got to tap the pipe. A lot of times when you give your goalie a attaboy or good luck, it's a tap on the pads. Usually they whack them with a stick in the pads.
Gotcha.
It's like,
whereas everybody
go get
else
them, boys.
Quick whack on our natural pads.
But some of them have a certain and I'm getting in the weeds, but I got to finish this story out of my head. Rod Langway was a longtime Washington Capitals defenseman. He was one of the last few players to not wear a helmet when he played.
Oh, wow.
He was a defenseman, Hall of Famer.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, he just came from a different era, and
right.
He didn't like the helmet. But he would always, in pregame warm-up, stand right by the goalie there, and he'd stand, and then he was the last one to always tap the goalie, and he did a same little move where he did this backward skate around the net, and then on his way out, doop, doop, and then hit off to play his position. He did it the same way every time. He'd sit there and watch him in pregame warm-ups, and it's all tradition or superstition. So,
right.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start getting. I think we're going to bring in our VFW folks first. They're here now. I know that.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's get you up to date with the weather, and then we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll stay mostly sunny for most of the day. However, we can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. A few of those storms might have brief heavy rainfall. Pretty hot today. Our highs will be around 100. Overnight, a few clouds down to the low 70s, and then lots of sun expected on Tuesday. No rain in the forecast. Our high stays around 100, low 100s, and sunny Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Imagine pool water that is extremely soft and gentle on hair, skin, and eyes. Soft Swim is a chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard. Simple and easy, Soft Swim will give you a crystal clear pool that feels luxuriously soft. Your pool might just become the destination of the entire neighborhood. Application is a breeze, no mixing, no pre-dissolving, and routine maintenance is simple. Come to Mays Lumber Company today, the only dealer for Soft Swim by BioGuard.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
Sorry, not all my fun facts are that fun. Good morning. It is 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from our local Roswell VFW post here, Commander Jason Burke and Vice Commander Robert McDonald with us this morning. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
Let's get the mic on you there. That way they can hear you talk there. Well, first off, VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars here. I know we talk with our American Legion folks here every month, kind of. I think we probably should start with what's the difference, as far as eligibility and stuff, because I know eligibility requirements to be a part of the Veterans of Foreign Wars VFW is a little different than being a part of American Legion. It's where American Legion is pretty much anyone that served honorably pretty much since World War I, since December 7th. Mm-hmm. You're eligible. Where VFW, there's a little bit more times of service.
Yes,
it's more wartime service, veterans, things like that.
Exactly. It's implied in the name, Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Yeah.
Basically to be eligible to join the Veterans of Foreign Wars, having served in hostile soils, waters, or airspace.
Gotcha.
Also, too, another one is any South Korean service, not necessarily during the Korean War.
But if you got stationed on a remote tour in Korea,
if you got stationed,
that qualifies.
Yes, sir, in the South Korean service, at least 30 consecutive days or 60 non-consecutive days.
Okay.
Then you are eligible to join the VFW.
And the reason for that, folks, is because the Vietnam War never ended. The Vietnam War is technically, the Korean War. I'm sorry, the Korean War never ended
on paper.
Yeah, Korean War never ended, and that's why they've got the parallel there, and they got the it's all.
You got the DMZ.
It's technically a ceasefire that's been going on for 50 years now.
Could apparently kick off at any moment.
Exactly. So when GIs get stationed to Korea, usually it's like a 1-year tour or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's generally a remote tour. You're not all cases, but most cases you're not allowed to bring your family or any of that stuff. So it's kind of like being deployed for a year in a combat zone, even though you're not technically sitting in a foxhole or doing wartime things per se.
Exactly.
A lot of training, but
lots of training. I got lucky. I've actually never been to Korea. I spent a year in Iraq, but I never went to Korea.
Yeah, so. I've been to Kuwait. I spent in Kuwait. I was in the 90s, so I spent 5 months in Italy, and then a month in Germany when we were bombing Kosovo and all that in '99.
Yeah,
I was a stealth bomb loader.
Let's take a look at your DD-214 one of these days. You might be eligible.
I might be qualified for VFW.
You might be.
You have a campaign medal,
Yeah, that's all part in there. So I guess technically I might be eligible because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
I did serve in a wartime environment. We were killing people and dropping bombs. So
there you go.
But let's talk a little bit about where you guys are at now. You the post kind of fell off here for a few years and everything. But in the last couple of years here, you guys have kind of re-picked up and resurged, and now VFW here in Roswell is going strong again, and it's a great thing to see.
Yes, sir. We're doing good things. So we just talked about eligibility. One of the things that we've also talked about at our meetings is we want to start an auxiliary.
Okay.
Which is kind of like your Sons of the American Legion, your American Legion
spouse
auxiliary.
of a veteran kind of thing.
Yes. The just real quick, the eligibility to join the auxiliary. Immediate family member, son, daughter, father, mother, grandparent, grandchild. That also includes step parents, stepchildren, or adopted as well.
Okay.
So
it's a little bit more like, and again, like American Legion auxiliary is kind of usually the spouse of the veteran, which it can be a male or female.
Male or female.
Yeah. Same premise.
But VFW, it's a little bit where it goes into immediate family members and stuff too. Of course, American Legion has the sons and everything, so they kind of break down more categories in there. Where VFW, it's auxiliary and the VFW member.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Very cool. Do they have other branches? Like, do they get into the riding side of it and all that? Like, they have the VFW riders?
We do have a VFW riders. Our post does not, but there is a VFW riders.
That exists nationally.
It does exist.
Okay.
It doesn't take much, I think they said all we have to have is one motorcycle. I've got one. A couple of our guys ride as well.
So if there's enough interest there, maybe you can form that up here. And, they serve as actual VFW members, but, then they kind of do some of the riding stuff, like parades or various service events, things like that.
Most definitely.
So, yeah, cool.
And speaking of that, Robert,
Speaking of parades, yes. So we are actively involved in parades. We got the Veterans Day parade.
Yeah, you guys are both serving on that committee to help out with that with some other people in their community here too.
Sir.
So yeah.
So yeah,
right in the next room, matter of factly. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yep.
But you guys are still always looking for volunteers and help too. If there's more people, the Veterans Parade. If you want to come and be a part of it, you don't have to serve in the VFW or American Legion or any other service organization for that matter. If you just have a desire to come out, you can be a veteran. You don't have to be a veteran if you just want to help honor veterans.
Yeah, it's all about support. Yes,
Exactly.
so-
That's because the mission of the Veterans Parade is, and this is where I want to throw it out to veterans. I know veterans tend to some will get a little modest about service and don't want to. Yeah, I'm fine. And then get others that don't. But Veterans Day is so important because you have to teach society the role of the veteran. I believe that in my heart. It's with the things that our history of our military and the great things that happened and the sacrifices that many Americans have made during that time. We need the next generation of those people. And so we do these parades, we do these events to show people why these people are important to us, why they are the difference. And you guys get it, but this is why we do the pageantry. This is why we do this stuff. So we honor, because to be honest, I think most veterans would rather you not talk about it and just let it be.
And that's what's special about this upcoming parade. The theme is, conflicts for freedom.
Yeah.
The smaller conflicts like Panama, Grenada, Beirut, things that,
kind of were in that Cold War era.
Exactly.
That weren't officially anything. They were just skirmishes
but yet people still lost their lives. People still sacrificed.
It was combat.
It was combat.
Yeah,
exactly.
Military doing what the military does. It's day job, basically. That's what happened. So, but yes, we would love to get. Of course, it'll be in November, right? That Saturday, because I think Veterans Day is on a Friday this year.
November 11th is that'd be a Friday.
Yeah. So it'll be that Saturday after the 12th or 11th, whatever day that Saturday is, and of course the plan is, and of course more to come. They'll be like all years. We start out in the courthouse lawn with the ceremony and things like that, and then there'll be kind of a moving parade that is. It's not like basically they're not closing the streets off or anything. So it's going to be with cars and things, but we want to get the public out there support and everything else, and then it's all going to kind of conglomerate up at the Wool Bowl, right?
Yes, it'll be at the Wool Bowl. That's where it'll all end over there. They'll have food trucks. And all sorts of vendors and stuff out there.
And I hear they're working on some cool. Hopefully, can't announce, can guarantee, but I know they're trying to work on getting some special things to show up out there out at the Wool Bowl for families to come and check out and things like that.
They've got some exciting things.
Maybe we can get some military equipment shown out there for folks and things like that. I ain't gonna lie, one of the draws of joining the military is you get to play with a lot of cool stuff.
I got to play with a tank for 6 years.
I got to play with a stealth fighter. How cool is that?
I miss my tank sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you fall in love with that stuff.
Yeah,
were you a mechanic or driver?
I was a tanker. I was an actual tank crewman.
Okay. So you fall in love with it because it's your lifeline, and you. But yeah, as a weapons guy, I was a loader, but I used to work weapon systems, and obviously the crew chiefs. It's never the pilot's jet; it's the crew chief's jet. The pilot gets to fly it once in a while, but weapons guys are kind of like that way with our weapon systems.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
but becomes a part of you.
Exactly. But obviously too, we're also looking for new members. If someone, like you said, we were talking about eligibility here. If you're looking to want to get involved in the community, do you guys have like passion projects, certain things that you guys like your VFW post wants to champion? Is there certain passion projects you like? For instance, I know American Legion, they kind of focus on some of the kids stuff and cemetery. Have you guys?
Right now, yes, we do. We do have some projects. I know our state commander, he puts out some projects. Unfortunately, depending on who's listening, I can't really talk about it right now because it's kind of a surprise.
Okay.
Has to do with certain things that veterans suffer with.
Got you.
Now locally, we have recently yesterday we just closed up a very successful food drive. I don't know if some listeners may have noticed the totes that we've had, like at Farmers Market, Shamrock Food Company, and thanks to those guys, they've let us put our food totes out there. Yeah. We've raised over 1,500 pounds of food.
Nice.
That's what we collected, and
awesome.
We distributed that to our Harvest Ministries and our community.
Yeah, another great organization that they're kind of think of them as a lot of people have heard of Roadrunner Food Bank up in Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
They work with them, and they're kind of like that version here in Roswell.
Definitely.
Where they not only help our homeless and less fortunate, but they help other organizations that do the same thing.
And we also have a scholarship program. Robert here, he's the chairman of our scholarship program as well.
Yeah, it's so we have the scholarships. We have two of them. You have the Patriot Pen, and the Voice of Democracy. So the Voice of Democracy is for high schoolers.
Okay.
And then the Patriot Pen is for middle schoolers.
Okay.
The Voice of Democracy is a $30,000 grant, and then the the Patriot Pen is a $5,000 one.
Nice.
And what they do is they write an essay. It's due October.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time here to get your
Mm-hmm.
paperwork together and get everything done. Okay.
So it's due at the end of October, midnight, 31st. And then what they do is they write an essay. So this year for Voice of Democracy, their theme is why veterans are important.
Okay.
And that will be their
Hey, I gave you a
theme.
head start on your essay right there a few
Yeah.
minutes ago.
And then
you might want to add to that. You'll figure that out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then for the Patriot Pen, their theme is pledge to our veterans. So
Okay.
they write on those, send them into the local post, and then it'll go up all the way to national.
Okay, go up the chain there and like a competition. But like you said, the deadline is coming up here in October.
October 31st, midnight.
So Halloween at midnight. So that's when you turn into a pumpkin, figuratively and literally.
And actually,
at
it
this
starts. I want to say today, August.
Okay, it opens up
Opens
online.
up today, August, all the way through.
Is there a link online that they can?
Yes. So they can go to veterans.org. What they need to do on there is they need to look up the Patriots Pen or the Voice of Democracy entry form.
Okay.
Click on the entry form, and they have to submit their entry form along with the essay. And then as long as also for the Patriots Pen, the Voice of Democracy, they'll do a video essay, like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So it's like a little audio.
Okay. So like a little meet, like they get to meet you and learn a little bit about you through the video there. Very
Definitely.
cool.
That's a VFW.org.
Okay.
Is where
And apply, because I'm telling you, there's so many of these scholarships that don't get utilized because people don't know about them or apply for them. So please apply for
it's a
these
chance
scholarships.
to win $30,000 in scholarship.
Absolutely,
money.
yeah,
Why
that's
would
a
you not
lot
do
of
that?
money. That's you know, I don't know the going rate for college, but that could pay for almost all of it, depending on where you go.
I mean, it'll pay out here.
Yeah,
I know
pay
that.
here.
You know,
maybe not Harvard, but it will. It'll definitely here in
You're not going to get your
Roswell.
PhD, but you're going to get your foot in the door.
Yeah. Of course, if you're accepted at Harvard, you might not need our help to begin with. But then again, you're pretty smart enough to figure it out if you can get into Harvard.
And I have ran into people with our scholarship program, and now that it's easier for kids now to get money through the state. They're like, well, no, we're going to depend on that. Okay, but why not? Because there's other expenses. There's books. There's cost of living. There's other things that you can still take that scholarship money that you win through the VFW, and you can use it for those expenses as well.
Sure.
So just kind of keep that in
Well,
mind.
let's think about it too. Like any other time you're trying to obtain money, do you put all your eggs in one basket? Or do you try to kind of put as
Exactly.
many feelers out there and collect as much as you can? And the smart move is more is better. So
definitely,
absolutely. We're running short on time. What other anything we want to make sure we also get a chance to talk about here before?
That's really about it. One of the things, like we've discussed joining in our auxiliary, our parade, and our scholarship programs. We just, one of the things that we've done is, we've had our food drive. Also, we've been donating to the National Home for Children. We just gave them a $200 donation.
Awesome.
And the things that we want to do, we want to continue to grow. We want to continue to do things for our community. We're not just here for veterans.
Right.
We're here for veterans. We're here for veterans' families, veterans' widows and widowers. We're also here for our community as well.
It's a veteran service organization.
Exactly.
It is here, and much like American Legion, they share a common desire.
We have a common
here.
goal.
Yeah, where sure, we look out for veterans because that's what we do. We're a veterans organization. They're a group of people that we, camaraderie. There's the things that veterans get that people that aren't veterans. You can't explain it till you've been there. That's really all I can say. So there's that side of it. We're the VFW, and there's a lot, and of course, to make sure veterans get in touch with the resources they've earned and things like that. But the other side is giving back and serving to the community. As a group of veterans, you see problems in the community, say, we're going to use the ingenuity and stuff that we used in our time in the service, and we're going to translate that to a civilian project here in our community. And that's what VFW is all about.
And we 100% rely on donations. We don't get any government funding or anything like that. So it's, we depend on the generosity of our local community as well.
So if you're interested, come to a next meeting. You guys meet the fourth or the last Thursday of every month.
The last Thursday of every month at Grace Community Church.
Okay.
At 7:00 p.m. or 1900 hours.
Yes.
if you're still living on that time.
If you're interested in the auxiliary, it's at 7 p.m. If you're
1900.
Yeah, it's at 1900.
But they can call me anytime. My phone number, it's 575-910-1860.
And if you don't have it, call me. I'll get it to you.
Definitely,
we'll definitely
absolutely.
Get that.
Call
do you guys
or
have
text.
Do you guys have like a Facebook or something for the local VFW that people could do?
We have a Facebook page. Our quartermaster he maintains the Facebook page. I maintain a LinkedIn page. We do have a LinkedIn page as well.
All right.
We're working on developing a website as well. One of our members, he actually does that for a living.
Okay.
So bonus on that.
Tap into that.
There we go.
That resource.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So those are the things we got going on. And,
Good deal. And of course, if folks want to be involved with the Veterans Parade, we're still in the planning stages. There's a lot planned, but there's a lot more planning to do and things. I don't know. Do you know off the top of your head when the next? I know it's a Tuesday night here. I just don't know when the next
I've got
one
it
is.
written down right here. Let me take a look at
Yeah, but we'd love to invite you to come out to the next Veterans Parade Committee meeting. They take place right here in this office.
The 9th.
It'll be August 9th, which is that next Tuesday or the Tuesday after?
That'll be
next Tuesday. And it'll be right here at the J.P. White Building at usually I think 6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. So I happen to know the lady running the group there. I just happen to know her. So
quite well from what I understand.
Yeah, she's my wife. But that's I happen to know. But very
Poor
good.
thing.
Right? Yeah, she's volunteering to get away from me. So that's the reason why. Whatever her motive, it's working. So but thank you guys as always.
Well,
thank you for your service. Thank you for that I'd like to maybe we can set up something where you guys come in regularly, kind of like I do with the American Legion.
That would be great.
Get set up and come in and talking and just giving updates on what's going on as a post, or even if there's like, hey, we don't have events, but we'd love to get more members.
Yeah, definitely. We would love to actually. You got my phone number.
Yeah. Let me. We'll set that up here. Give me a couple days, and I'll give you a call. and We'll set something up and do all that. So
sounds good.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you here next time. And guys, everyone, come on out to the Veterans Parade. That's going to be a great parade this year. Every year is great, but it's a lot of fun on top of everything else. It's just and by the I hope knocking on wood we're able to pull off some of the things we're trying to pull off for this.
It'll be fun. Yeah,
it'll be pretty.
Yeah,
good.
with both, it's us and both American Legion posts. We're planning it, and we've got some good things.
Good deal
coming up.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
All right, Mike.
Okay?
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. It is 9:35. Quick pause for news and a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A 19-year-old man now charged with murder in Roswell has been arrested in Arizona. Daniel Flores was arrested Saturday in Glendale, Arizona, by a U.S. Marshals task force. Roswell police charged Flores with the killing on July 24th of a 15-year-old boy named Damon Rodriguez. The boy was gunned down at a home in the 1400 block of East Tilden Street. 2 other teen victims were wounded but survived. A statement from Roswell police said Flores was captured as he left his mother's home in the Phoenix suburb. Extradition proceedings are now underway. A street project and a water system project are impacting traffic in and around 2 intersections in Roswell starting today. The intersection of South Sunset and West McGaffey will be closed through Tuesday. At least detour signs are in place as part of the ongoing street improvement project on West McGaffey. Also, East 3rd and Orchard Avenue will be closed from August 1st through early September. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
Okay, the only true part is the Canadian guy invented the Hawaiian pizza. The rest of that, not so much. Good morning. It is 38 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, of course, Jennifer and Carrie Moore back with us from the Chavez County Health Council. Rick Lamb back with us as well from Boys and Girls Club. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good.
Alive and well.
Jennifer's a little not as bushy-tailed as she was last Monday. She's a little
busy.
haggard. I can see you're looking a little like. Well, good news is we're days away now. Yes. Officially days away from the Health Expo. It's this Saturday. Mm-hmm. Everything will officially with the fun run at 7. Officially, right?
Yep.
And then
set up to 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30 is when you can get there and get set up. But running starts at 7 for you last minute people. They're going to wake up at 6:57 to get out there. Yeah, I got you. And then of course right after that, about 8 a.m. everything will kick underway for this year's Health Expo. Out all of it, everything at the Convention and Civic Center.
Yep. So. We're all inside.
Good deal.
With
inside
air conditioning.
And air conditioning. Yes. Well, see, here's the problem with this year. And I don't know why. They threw in humidity this year. Like, this is the first year I've seemed to be this humid the whole time, you know?
It's miserable.
Yeah.
The restaurant, we're sitting at like 56% humidity all day long.
Now, people back east would laugh at us if we said that.
Yeah. I know.
But
they know how to sweat.
We laugh at you when you say it's 95 and they're like, it's hot. It's like, shut up. So there's that. But yeah, this humidity thing's kind of. I'm very glad that you guys are all inside the refrigerated air convention center. So very good. Now, if you're going to be in the fun run, you're running at 7 in the morning, so it's not going to be too bad yet.
It should be nice and cool.
Just the pro tip. Now, if you're just hearing about it, the fun run is it's part of the Health Expo, but that's the Boys and Girls Club here in Roswell, that they're organizing and put that event together, and it is a fundraising event for the Boys and Girls Club. So when you come participate and you pay your fee and all that, you're supporting Boys and Girls Club with that. Yes. So definitely a good thing, and you can show on up Saturday morning and run, right? There's still you like people to pre-register and things to guarantee they get T-shirts and stuff. But if you didn't do any of that, you may get a T-shirt. You may not get a T-shirt, or you may get a T-shirt that's way too big or way too small. Yeah. But you get to support the run and have fun and do all that. Mm-hmm. Now, tell them the theme. I know they say I talk too much, so I'm going to let you tell them the theme.
It's Footloose Fun Run, so it's 80s. So dress up in your 80s outfits. Literally, it's just to have fun and support the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. Now, if you want to take it seriously as an athletic event and run your hardest, God bless you. Mm-hmm. Have fun with it. You'll get, there are prizes and things for the top runners and all of that, but you ain't have to. If you're like, I just want to support Boys and Girls Club, I want to get a little exercise, enjoy some sun, and it gives me an excuse to dress like Michael Jackson or Max Headroom or Kevin Bacon, Footloose Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Not like A Few Good Men Kevin Bacon.
Madonna. Cyndi Lauper.
What's the rule on Stranger Things? If youngins want to come out as Stranger Things, what's that rule there? Because that's a slippery slope. Because it's a TV show that's now, but it's set in the 80s. And it's all things 80s.
I think as long as you're wearing an 80s outfit.
Okay.
you
So
should-
if you dress like the characters from Stranger Things, you would be in 80s apparel because
Oh,
yeah.
they're set in the 80s,
Exactly.
looking like the 80s.
Exactly.
So we'll count that as for the fun run.
Yeah.
If it was a serious run, that we wouldn't accept that. But because it's a fun run, we'll accept it.
No, I think if it was a serious run, we would accept it too. Because Stranger Things is very serious, man.
It is. It's good too. I've got 2 episodes left. Are you guys watching it? Have you all watched it?
Already watched it.
You've seen it all?
Been there, done that.
Okay, I'm a little behind. I've watched season 3 and now finishing season 4 in the last week or 2 weeks here. So I'm a bit.
You're behind the times.
I got caught up to season 2 and then I just didn't watch season 3. I got wrapped up and then season 4 came out. I was like, I ain't seen season 3 yet. Now I'm
Now you're
2
catching
episodes
up.
away. I got the big 2 left, and then I heard they're doing one more season.
One more season.
Yeah,
One more.
So very good. So, according to the rule makers here, you can wear your Stranger Things stuff
Yes.
to
Yes.
the fun run here. But I would like to see obscure 80s references, like TV shows that weren't necessarily big hits, but were kind of like if someone dressed as Beastmaster,
That would be epic.
I would be very. Now, be careful, because you're a hair away from indecent exposure. But if you do the Beastmaster, because he wears like a little loincloth thing, and that's about it. But he talked. Do y'all remember the Beastmaster? From
Yeah,
the 80s?
and unfortunately, in my head, I went to several people around town who could pull that off.
The Beastmaster.
Yes, and I was
would
like,
love that.
Little Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. You know, or maybe like The Last Starfighter, or one of those more obscure sci-fi movies that don't have the popularity. They didn't catch on and run like people aren't 30 years later going, remember The Last Starfighter? No one's doing that. You know?
It was a great movie, though.
It was. For what it was, I enjoyed
Oh, yeah.
it as a kid, you know? Silverado is one of my favorite movies of the 80s. You ever seen that movie?
I actually
It's a
did not
Western,
see-
but...
I grew up on Westerns. My
Okay.
dad loved Westerns.
Yeah.
So
You remember that movie Silverado? It's a who's who of stars. It was an 80s cowboy Western. It starred, Kevin Kline was Peyton. Kevin Costner, a young, unfamous Kevin Costner, was in it. Who else was in it? Brian Dennehy, Danny Glover, Rosanna Arquette. Who else am I missing?
Oh, yeah, it's a who's who of
It is.
yeah.
It's a The Fly. What's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, he's in it. The Fly. That's why I couldn't remember it. That's why I went to The Fly. Another 80s movie that's fine. Goes Fly. Gremlin Fry. Or what was his name? In The Fly? Grumble Fly, or whatever he was, or whatever he was called in that
It's
thing.
been a very long time since I saw that movie.
Or if you're like me and you can't remember that much of the 80s because, well,
You
there was
weren't-
a lot of tequila involved.
Yeah, right.
Just neon pinks, greens,
Sure.
turquoise
whatever.
tracksuits, some
Yeah.
Reeboks, some Keds.
Feather your hair. You know, do all that.
No, it's crimping and Aquanet at
Yes.
Yeah.
10
You
feet,
gotta
10
be-
inches high.
Well, if you're a
gotta get
dude, you
some height.
feather. If you're dude, you feather with the butt part, the middle, and then
Oh,
feather
yeah.
it out.
Be creative is the point.
Yeah, but yeah, come out and have some fun, and like you said, you'll be done roughly around 8, unless you take a little longer. But whenever you get done there, and you do, and then make your way into the Health Expo. As far as signups right now for like the mammograms and all that, is that still available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be available up to the day of.
Okay.
And they'll do walk-ins too. So.
Okay, but if you can, especially if you have insurance and everything, please pre-register, and that way
It'll
when
save you time.
It'll save you a whole bunch of time, and that way also, if you're kind of a narrow-minded, you don't have a narrow window of time. That's what I was trying to say. Not narrow-minded. That's another discussion for another day. A narrow window of time. That way you can kind of, okay, well, I'm only available from 10 to 11. Okay, well, let's schedule an appointment in there. But between 8 and noon, because the expo's over at noon on Saturday.
Well, the mammogram bus is going to be there until 5.
Oh, so they'll be going on after
Yeah,
noon.
so if you can't come in the morning, come in the afternoon,
Okay.
and they'll be there.
But if you do have that narrow window, pre-register, and that way you can get exactly what works best for you, assuming it's not filled
there's
up
no
already.
guarantee that if you come in really late that the funding will still be
Gotcha.
there, because that's a first come, first serve.
And those are-
once it's out, it's out.
Okay, so if you need the free or the funded provided by, because you don't have insurance or whatever, definitely pre-register early, but get the early times because, like you said, that's a first come, first serve.
Yes.
And I'm guessing by 5 p.m. they'll probably be out of the money at that, or at least in that part of the afternoon.
That's what we're hoping. We're hoping we get that many.
Yeah. So especially during the expo time till noon, that's probably going to be the sweet spot. But please do it. Please sign up for it. And it is, and to be honest, that one you don't, right? It's not like your glucose and all that. There's nothing you have to pre-do for mammograms. Yeah, you just got to go and do it.
Show up and get squished.
Yeah, but if you do take some of the lab work screenings for glucose and all that, don't forget to fast. That's because you're wasting your time if you don't. If you're trying to check for glucose and all that, see if you have diabetes or anything like that. If you have a full breakfast, it's going to skew the numbers and they're not going to get accurate. So you got to fast for like 12 hours or something. Usually midnight. They always tell me midnight. Don't eat or drink after midnight, like the gremlins.
Like gremlins, yeah.
Which you can go as in the
Exactly.
What's some of the other booths and things that we want to let folks know that are going to be on hand at Saturday's Health Expo?
Oh, gosh. We got the walkthrough colon again.
Good.
So that's going to be front and center.
Can you put it on the course and then they can run through it?
I think it might be a little hard to get it back inside after that. But you can come run through it if you want to afterwards. We won't stop you.
How many people can say, today I was dressed as Short Circuit Johnny number 5 running through a giant colon?
Yeah.
That's,
definitely.
That's Facebook worthy or TikTok or Instagram picture worthy.
That's
as far
true.
as I'm concerned.
Yeah. We'll have Western Sky Community Care there. They're providing backpacks for kids to come and get. So there's over 250 backpacks going to be available. Those are also first come, first serve.
And that'll be helpful, especially because tax-free weekends, like after school kids go back to school. So if you're thinking, man, I can't wait till tax-free weekend and all that, come out to the fair and then you can get them started at least, and then you can wait till tax-free to finish up whatever they need.
All the backpacks are going to have basic school supplies. So, even if your kid's not ready for the first couple days, whenever they go back for their first full week,
they'll be ready.
Oh, yeah.
So this Saturday, come out and help out, or come out and get while supplies last.
Yes.
So whenever we say while supplies last, you want to be there closer to 8 than closer to 12. That's
the last time we gave away backpacks. They were gone within the first hour.
Yeah.
So be there at 8.
About the same amount too.
Yeah.
So
it's
and it's not like they don't have a couple. They have 100. They have a ton to give away, and so it just goes fast. It's just the nature of the beast here.
And we also have Olympian Beauty Academy going to be there. They're giving out haircut coupons for free haircuts.
That's kind of a tradition for them, isn't it? Where they help out the community every year by giving out these vouchers for free haircuts for kids and everything, because everyone wants to look sharp day one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing. So
and you can go and schedule it whenever you need.
Yeah, that way you can go there and get it done and take care of it after work or after school or whenever it's convenient for you. So good deal. There's something else I was going to ask and just spaced out there. There's something I was going to say and I just can't remember what it was.
Well, I can also say that I've been going crazy shopping for giveaways. Okay. And people are going to want to come.
Got some sweet swag to give away?
Yeah, I've spent about $6,000 on prizes for the expo, and there's some sweet stuff. I'm not going to say specifics because I want people to come and see.
Now, are the giveaways for kids and adults or
all ages?
All ages.
We've got some that are going to be specifically for kids, of course, bikes and scooters, and we've got some gift cards for like shoes and clothes.
So adult fun too.
And there's going to be some adult stuff. We've got some tech gifts. That we're going to give away, and some household items that are pretty sweet.
Very good. Good deal. So good variety.
I saw the list, and I really wanted one of everything.
She's like, we don't have to give these away,
my
right?
My son was going shopping
these are volunteer
with me,
gifts.
and he's like looking like, oh, I want that. I want that.
Although maybe it'll hold a few back and use them for volunteers. That's a way to dangle a carrot to get more volunteers.
Oh, we are gonna do a giveaway for our booth vendors again this year.
Good deal.
So we're
good
gonna,
deal.
Gonna have
and
a little
speaking
bit
of volunteers, while you threw that one out there,
if
there is anybody who needs some volunteer time, we are still looking for volunteers. to help with the run in the morning because we have to block the streets.
Okay.
And then to help with the vendor registration at the booth.
Just logistics of making sure everything goes
It's
properly.
nothing super difficult. There's not a manual labor type thing to it. You're going to be sitting and handing out stuff to people. So it's
if you
easy.
can talk to people and hand things to them, then you can do this job.
Oh, yeah,
So-
definitely. And if you need those volunteer hours, we can sign off on them.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit, so
Good deal.
it usually counts for that type of stuff.
Excellent. And of course, if you don't want to run in the run, but you have a sweet 80s gig, maybe you just dress up in your 80s and work as a, hey, don't go this way, go this way.
Oh, man, that would make a terrific traffic cop.
Police Academy.
Yep.
You got the whole cast of Police Academy done up right, and they're the ones monitoring traffic for the fun run, the Footloose Fun Run. I'm telling you, if Tackleberry says don't go this way, I'm not going this way. That's just how it works. So. There's a whole generation of people like, who the heck are they talking to? Who's this guy? Is he smoking dope? What's wrong with this guy?
Hey,
No one's
maybe
ever
we'll
heard of
see the
this.
movies rise on like the charts and stuff because everybody's going to see it now.
All of a sudden, there's a whole generation of people think this Master of Puppets is a pretty good song. All of a sudden, you know? Like, yeah, it's not new. But definitely do that. Oh, by the way, since we're talking Boys and Girls Club, this is a good time to start signing up your children here as we're getting back to school and things for the fall programs. You guys have a lot in store here for the fall for the kids there, don't you?
Oh, we got a ton of stuff in store. We're working on potentially a new STEM center. We actually have different scholarships for both Pecos and Nancy Lopez schools.
Sweet.
And it's a first come, first serve basis. You know, they can either call us 550-5001. They can stop by. I'm going to be at Nancy Lopez actually Wednesday when they have their open house to talk to them as well.
Okay.
So we're doing everything we can to give as many opportunities for these kids.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for after school things that your children can be a part of here, that Boys and Girls Club, they've got you covered. It's a great way. And the great news is it's if your kids in school, they're elementary, middle, high school, there's opportunities for all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Back to the Health Expo. Again, it's 8 to noon officially on Saturday. Like you said, for those that are going to be signed up for the mammograms, they are doing those appointments through 5 p.m. that day. Yes. But pre-register if you can. If you space, don't come on out. They'll do their best to try to work in and all that stuff. But
yeah. So we also so we have the mammograms. You mentioned the glucose. So we have dental screening, BMI, mental health, blood pressure, vision screening for adults and kids.
Okay.
Skin cancer, vaccinations, and then this year we've got some demonstrations going on.
Yes.
So we've got some little Tai Chi in one of the rooms. We've got senior fitness demo. Meditation because we all need to learn how to relax a little bit.
I imagine that's a quiet session, the meditation one.
One would hope so.
I would think, all right, it's not like a basketball game rolls in or something. Like,
I have a bullhorn. I could just stir it up a little bit. We've got physicians doing their presentations. We've got insurance presentations. Who's got the big room?
UNM research team is doing some listening sessions.
Okay.
And
they'll
that'll
have
be
their
available.
own little giveaway for that.
Well, they've been doing a lot of UNM, like with COVID and a lot of that. They've been doing a lot of statewide question and answer sessions. I know you guys have hosted several of them.
Yeah, and this is part of that. This is kind of wrapping up their research.
And some of it they're giving you information, but they're also learning from you. And then they're kind of like, well, what are people thinking about this? What are so they're kind of using the information you give them and taking that and trying to either give you correct answers or find out why people think the way they think on this and all that.
Yeah, and that's what this listening session is. They're going to ask questions and then they're just going to get all your answers.
Sure.
And this one's going to be broken down. So they'll do an English only version. And then after that, there will be a Spanish only version. So that way we can hit everybody.
And what I love about this, it takes the politics out of COVID and those kind of things. And that's what we want to do here. Because I know we live in this world where everyone's telling you, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, do this, don't do this, da-da-da-da-da. These are the kind of sessions that break down and give you that information and tell you what's working, what's not working, and so it takes the politics out of it. And it's just we're talking health. We're talking COVID, seriousness, who should be taking it seriously, who shouldn't or shouldn't have to, and you know what I mean, things like that. It's to dispel and separate all that and get all the jargon and nonsense that politicians do to these kinds of things. But that's another conversation for another day. But that's what it's all about, is to learn that, a place for you to come, learn the details, find out what's best for you to protect you and do what you need to do for you. So that's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, you definitely want to check out the demonstrations, because it's like locals, because even some of the young kids and stuff are doing some of their floor shows and things too out there too. So that's part of the entertainment too. Is there anything else in there that we want to make sure we know we get them on the radar?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We had, I think there's 23 this year.
Awesome.
So we had Carrie over here at Bewitches, Character Counts in Chavez County, Boys and Girls Club of Chavez and Lincoln Counties, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, Humana, Olympian Beauty Academy, Western Sky Community Care, Chimera Independent Physicians, the City of Roswell, Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico, Chavez County DWI, New Mexico Department of Health Rehabilitation Center, Be Well New Mexico, Southern Area Health Education Center, La Casa Family Health Center, Trans Aero Medevac, Alzheimer's Association, Familia Dental, Kremlin Auto Group, Loveless Hospital, Interim Healthcare, Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, and Chavez County CASA.
Nice. Thank you to every one of those.
Oh, gosh. We couldn't have done it without everybody.
Yeah,
and
the events wouldn't happen without those folks.
Yeah, their support really helped us this year. And since we had so many, we are able to give back to the community so much.
Although you just put a vision I want to see in my head now. I want to see at the fair, I know this is not going to happen, but maybe in the future, we have two booths. There's Be Well NM, Be Witches, right next to each other. Be Well and Be Witches, right next to each other.
And then what are we doing? Are we going to box
I don't
down?
know. I just want to see, you could be well or be witches. What do you want to do?
I'll fling a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a theme there we can work on.
That'd be awesome.
What do you want? You want to be well? You want to be witches? But definitely come on out Saturday. 7 a.m. is the start time for the fun run. 6:30 is when they start registering everybody. Everything's right there in the parking lot there at the convention center. Yep. And then, of course, 8 a.m. is when the actual health expo gets underway. Everything is all encompassing all there at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Mm-hmm. Come on out, completely free to enter and walk in and walk around and all that stuff. Yes. And sign up for some of the advanced stuff. But if you just want to walk around, like you said, if you're looking for actual screenings to get,